All right, I think we're live. Sorry about that. I zoned out for a second. All right, welcome to the stream, everybody. Hey, ATF Media, what's up? How's it going, He-Man? All right, so good morning. Welcome to the stream. Good morning, Grace. Unfortunately, probably a terrible morning for Grace. I don't know how many of you have heard, but Grace looks like she was demonetized yesterday, late last night. I got an email from YouTube about it, letting me know that my membership was paused. I talked to Joe Shabatoni very briefly about it in a comment in the comment section, but otherwise, I don't really know what's going on. I don't know why she got demonetized, but she got demonetized on both Thorpe TV and Misunderstood because I got notifications for both of them. So, what's up, South to West? I am too. I'm interested to see what exactly caused that. Been working for the weekend, but yeah, I mean that definitely sucks. What about Ben's channel is monetized, right? You don't think this is a grand daddy pill plan, do you, South to West? Now's the time to buy the archives. I don't think they're gonna sell. I don't think I don't think they'll take their ball and go home. I think they'll come up with a plan. In other streaming news, Vegan Patriot's been streaming constantly, um, arguing with viewers, vibe streams, talking with Purple. I haven't seen Ruby. Ruby's been 2 days, I think, since she streamed. HFF going strong. Jedi Joy posted a video this morning where it was so windy in New York it blew her down, like literally. Jedi Joy took a bump in Manhattan because the wind was so strong. Yeah, I saw the notification pretty late last night, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So that sucks. Tomorrow I've got a dentist appointment this afternoon, but it shouldn't affect tomorrow's stream. I've got a what seems to be a pretty fairly maybe interesting movie. VP, you pop in to like and comment. I'm a big VP fan. I know people don't like her. They think she's like all the crazy shit she's done in the past, but I think it's a pretty good. I think it's a pretty fun stream. So we're gonna watch a movie tomorrow, and next week I don't know. I think though I want to do another Intoxicated Women because I've got just a banger set of videos already for the next one. And then of course primetime on Thursday, Memphis Wrestling on Friday. I don't know what we'll do the rest of the time. The wind blew her down the street like a scarecrow. It really did. It looked like it blew her down pretty hard. But she seemed to pop back up again. But anyway, that's all the news that I can think of right offhand. Dennis, well, I mean, it's all I have to do is get a. I'm having the temporary crown removed and having the permanent one put on. I don't even know how long that takes, but I don't think it. There shouldn't be. All the work is basically done. That I don't have to go back for like 2 months, I think. But anyway, today we are going back to Evansville, Indiana, courtesy of Memphis, Tennessee, CWA Memphis Championship Wrestling. Check this out. Valentine's Day 1987. And also if you are a member, I did notice, thanks to all the generosity of the people who bought and donated memberships, we had 12 emoji slots. So I've got an EFD 306 emote that's in whatever. For some reason it got held. Treat my beautiful mouth with care. Wow. She caught it on video, so that's a Joy W. She carried it through too. This one is probably my favorite of the emotes, but there's a bunch of them. I made a mini disclaimer emoji. You can't even really read it, but hopefully you know what it is. But anyway, there's 12 emotes. There's Ben Thorpe, two different Graces, George Durunda, Chuck Woolery, Buddy Landell, Boy Tony, Gary Coleman, Vegan Patriot. So there's a bunch of stuff. And then we'll get the EFD one up pretty shortly. How's it going? It's me. So that's it. So let's go into CWA Memphis Championship Wrestling February 14th. We can pick up on whatever topics as new information comes to light. But this is Valentine's Day 1987. This is all I saw was someone wrote an article online that said this was a very interesting episode, but I didn't click on it because I didn't want to get any spoilers past what I had to get the thumbnail. Ric Flair stalked her until she got her phone number. Wow, that's not surprising. How you doing, Built to Spill? I like that name. Not in a creepy sexual way, just that my mouth needs to be protected. That's fair.
Russell and Dave Brown right along ringside. By golly, we are geared and ready to go with another big day. Championship Wrestling. And you know, David, looking over the doggone card that we've got today and thinking.
Hey, what's up, Dave's channel?
About the action around.
Check this out, Dave's channel, if you just joined.
With the Fabs and the Sheep continuing that worldwide
we got a boy, Tony,
that they have, the massacre they have every time they get together. Just a lot of things. Bubba and Goliath together trying to get the Southern belts and all. What a doggone exciting time it is right now.
Absolutely right. And right here in the studio today, we got some of those folks. We've also got Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis in here. They'll be here in the opening match today. Big Bubba and Goliath.
All for Gary Coleman fans, too. I finally recorded the review for the Playing with Fire movie that we watched. For some reason, I forget to review the ones that we watch on stream.
Mentioned they're going to be here as a tag team today. Other names, the Hunter will be here with his mascot Bambi.
Watching
Boy,
Hogan,
Tony, Tarzan, Goto, Pat Tanaka, and more.
Dude, that WCW channel, oh my God, I cannot wait. It's already got quite a bit of stuff on it, but it's going to be crazy. That's going to be such a good... I bet do you think they'll make like an ECW one?
Hey, listen, we got a special taped interview coming in from the King, too. I think people are going to be interested in. So, with all of that in store, why don't we do a little time taken out right now, and we'll be back in just one moment.
Here comes the content ID claim. Me too. I watched the 2 Clash of Champions they had up. I almost was going to do a Twitch stream and watch the first Clash of Champions. It just seems like so much work, though, to go over there and then, like, asking people to go over there. It's just a huge hassle. I wish YouTube would, like, get it together.
Okay, I think maybe now we can talk about it as we get ready to go. David, will you do the... Oh, we're not even going to have a chance for the official introduction.
Yeah, because the team of Keith Robertson and Mike James over here jumped Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis. Oh, look at this, a double flip. Down they go, but they don't hold them for the 3 count. Out of the ring go Mike James and Keith Robertson. Well, I tell you, those guys decided we're going to jump them. Maybe we can get a pin on them quick. Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis had other ideas. Jeff and Billy, you know them. They're in the ring right now. Jeff out of Nashville, Billy out of Lexington, Kentucky. 421 their total weight. Robertson and James both wrestling out of Memphis.
Yeah, I feel like doing anything, like, if you're going to do any kind of, like, multi-platform, I think you kind of need to stick with doing everything on all of them as opposed to separating it. I just wish YouTube would be a little bit more lenient.
At a total of 471.
I think that looking at their tights, woo, look at that Billy Travis go after Robinson in the corner. Whipped him over, flying press. Has he got him?
Hey, Backwoods.
Oh, he got a 1 count. The headhunters is what I was going to point out on their tights. People who remember them maybe is that. Jeff Jarrett takes the tag on the second rope.
Right down across
How much is membership? I think it's like $2.
the left shoulder.
There's only one tier. I didn't do like, I think there's only one tier anyway.
Keith Robertson. Robertson backed into the ropes. Jeff Jarrett whipped him across the way. Robertson caught him with a shoulder. Not a very good one. Jeff lets him go by this time. Sets and rolls him down.
Despite being here for pretty much the duration of every stream since I got monetized, It's Me has somehow dodged all of the gifted subs.
Well, pardon me, Dave. I was
It's Me and ATF Media, I think.
noticing right there, one of the things that I think makes Jeff so exceptional in the way he's come along so fast is when he was moving and Robertson knocked him down, he's like a quarterback.
Robertson has just been around for so long. Has he ever done any? He had that one like little angle where he was turning on every partner, and I don't really remember him doing anything else besides his. Is he just getting rebooked because he wears those fur boot covers?
Who's thrown a pass, and even though he's knocked down, he's still looking to see if it's complete. He was looking to see how he's going to make the move. That's why he stayed down and went under and then came up. He just got that good athletic perception, and that really makes a difference. That's why Billy and Jeff have done as well as they have as young fellows.
That's a big boy.
Billy off the rope, lower leg across the chest. There's a cover. Count as one, and that's all he can get. Now, to be exact, in the match, Jeff and Billy looked like maybe they could go for the 3 count, but they just hadn't had him quite ready. Working on Robertson right there.
They won't let you get gifted subs? That sucks.
He's down. The count's at 2, but Robertson kicks out at the 2 count. Tell you, Jeff will...
I get him in channels that like I've went into 1 or 2 times, or that I've gone in to watch Ben and Grace, like Chaotic Truth and Raging Tomato. Who else did I get one from? Somebody else Thorpe related, but I can't remember who it was. But I'll end up with like ones of people that I barely even know, or people that I stopped in to look for like Boyd Watch or something, and then I'll end up getting a gifted membership.
Stay right on it.
Hey, Robertson is a big, strong guy. I mean,
Sure is.
you have to jolt him pretty good to keep.
Yeah, we're not going to do any of that here. There's going to be like no members only chat or videos put behind or streams put behind the stuff. Like I hate that shit, and that's why I made it the thing like only $1.99, so you don't get like a ton of benefits. But like I just think it's better just to keep like all the content like and all the interaction open to everybody.
Keep him down for 3.
Yeah, with total weight between the 2 teams, the team of Jeff and Billy gives away 50 pounds to Robertson and Mike James, and that is a big
Back-to-back and bird watching cans. Nice.
Jeff tags Billy. Travis works on the upper arm, grabs that left arm, wraps it up. Down to the mat goes James. Jeff trying to get a little support from the crowd, and he gets it here.
Mike's got a little pigtail back there.
Yes.
David in his hairdo. Billy was about to use it as a handle there.
Lol Cow Live.
You know, he was trying to grab a hold
I've gotten so many gifted subs from Lol Cow Live.
of it.
Looked like he wanted to, thought better of it. He was near the corner and tagged Jeff. Clothesline by Jeff Jarrett. But Jeff and Billy really tagging in and out quickly.
There seemed to be more today.
Yeah.
They really got it going today.
They got it going today.
Down he goes with a splash.
We've seen that a few times now, and I just don't feel like Billy Travis is the kind of guy who should be doing the Vader bomb. It just doesn't had to have much impact to it, I don't think.
Robertson in. Jeff Jarrett keeping them out of the action. Everybody's going now. You got them all 4 in there. Robertson's head into the turnbuckle across the way. Billy has one. Jeff the other. They run them together. A head-on collision in the middle of the ring.
I just like the gifted subs because honestly, like, so many streamers do have the members only chat, so like at least then you can at least squeak in. Like on all the OPC affiliates, they all like it's religion to them to turn on like subscriber only and member only chat a lot of the time.
Mike James, double drop kick hits him. Jeff covers him. Counts 1, 2. Jeff and Billy in 4 minutes, 6 seconds of action get themselves a victory here over the Headhunters team of Keith Robertson and Mike James. Jeff and Billy get the victory. Time again, 4:06.
Yeah, that time it was a 1, 2, 3. Jeff, great. Billy. Boy, you guys had some great action going in there. Dave and I were talking. You were tagging in and out so well today. Really had it working today. And 2 or 3 times you had almost a shot at Robertson early on, but he's kind of a big, strong guy and hard to hold on.
Do you think there's a chance that the issue with the Thorpes is somehow like a delayed reaction to what happened with the porn bombing? Do you think that could have been like a delayed reaction? Because they didn't get banned. They just got demonetized. So I'm wondering if it could be just a temporary situation, but I'm wondering if it was like a delayed reaction to that giant dick on the screen.
For that 3 count, but you got him.
That's right, Lance. Me and Billy have been working together a couple of weeks.
Hey, you guys have been working hard. Can you?
Oh, I remember. That's way back in the Lol Cow live lore, way back at the beginning.
Hold it just a second. I'll give you a break right here. Let you get your breath.
Hey, Eddie.
And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a look at a videotape in there that.
Hey, Eddie. I don't think I've talked about this, but I just noticed reading the descriptions that this guy that posted these, Trader Jack, he's making it sound like he's actually the one who recorded them too, which is kind of interesting.
Had this same Keith Robertson with Tony Burton when you guys were wrestling them about a week ago, and I don't have to remind you, but then Bubba and Goliath.
You don't think it was because of the dick? Well, Eddie, the other day, Ruby was Grace was stream sniping Ruby, like she was streaming Ruby's stream live, right? Reacting to her as it happened. So that really irritates Ruby because Grace does it like all the time. So she flashed a picture of a big dick on camera to get Grace to stop. But anyway, it backfired because Ruby lost her backup account. And then so I was just kind of wondering, but she did get it down pretty quick. But I was kind of hoping that was it because I feel like they could clear that up pretty easy. Hopefully it's not something like, I don't know. I tend to think probably they will get remonetized because all you have to do is get your account cleaned up. But I mean, long term, who knows?
Made their appearance. Let's take a look. That they don't know everything. They still got a lot to learn. They make mistakes, but they're going to get in there.
Yeah, I was like watching Grace chilling, and all of a sudden it was like boom. It was like fucking pumping.
And give it everything they've got every time.
Absolutely outlandish. And one of those Thorpe moments that, like, if you weren't there for it live, I don't know that I mean, you couldn't play it on YouTube, I guess, unless you heavily censored it. But I don't know if anybody recorded that or not, but it was a crazy moment.
Look at that. Almost a pin on Keith Robertson, but Burton breaks it up and jumps on Travis. And look at Jeff Jarrett, not to leave his partner hanging out to dry. Right back at him. Whoa, we got all 4 of them really swinging away at each other.
And right now, Burton and Robertson getting the advantage. Oh, look out. Here comes Goliath and Bubba jumping in there.
Dude, Eddie, it's such a crazy space, man. Like, it's such a weird space. So much wild shit happens in the Thorpiverse. That's why, no, I don't know that's why they're on. I don't actually know. They got demonetized last night, and then I haven't heard anything from them. I'm not on our Discord anymore. They've got Cash App and PayPal set up.
Robertson holding up Travis. Now Goliath working on. He's got a chain. He was hammering him with a chain.
So nobody can get in to help him out. And they're not letting anybody come in to help Jeff and Billy.
Oh.
These two.
I actually really like that. That's really good booking. They got the guys holding the door so that no one will come out.
400-pound giants are in there pounding.
Yeah, the Thorpiverse, it's crazy, Dave. Like, Ben and Grace are themselves kind of quasi-orbiters of a few people, but, like, they have a huge ecosystem, like, all around them. So, like, so many people that cover them, and then people that cover them, and then there's so many, like, side characters. It's a really nutty place. How did that happen? How did what happen?
Not pounding only with chains. They've got Billy and Jeff both bleeding. Yeah. Well, I don't need to remind you about that. It's too fresh in your mind.
That's right, Lance. That tape right there shows the story. These guys are supposed to be real big and bad, Bubba and Goliath. Both of them weigh over 400 pounds, 800 pounds put together.
Right.
They're supposed to be real big men. Well, Lance, they showed how big a men they are. They come in the ring, they have to bring chains to bust our head open. That don't show me nothing. We got a match with this.
You don't get any of the money? You don't get the already earned money? That's bullshit. I think you're right, though, because when I got demonetized, I had like $91, but when I came back on, they only credited me for like they only said I had like $60. So I guess some of I guess maybe it only goes back so far. I don't know. Because it took me forever to build up like enough to get to even be close to a payout. I never got one the first time.
With them this week for the belts. We're the Southern Tag Team Champions. We're proud of it, and we're going to walk out of that ring the Southern Tag Team Champions.
You got reason to be proud of it, and it's not going to be easy to keep it, but that's what your intention is, Billy.
You know, Lance, we are hot. Let me tell you two big fat jerks something. When we meet you this week, brother, you're going to see blood.
Brother.
But it's not going to be on us. It's going to be on you. And Bruno, I know how you like cake. Well, you show up, and this is the cake you're going to get right here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Hey, good luck to you. Thanks for dropping by. Well, I got to tell you what, a doggone good team, and it'll be interesting to see when they go against somebody for the belts as big as that Bubba and Goliath. Time out. We're going to be back in just one moment. I'm going to tell you what, championship wrestling is going to be loaded for bear Wednesday night with 7 outstanding matches. You have got in particular 3 outstanding. This could be a triple main event with no trouble at all. International title match. You're going to be seeing.
I remember that Backwoods or Built to Spill. What was the deal though on that? Did you ever hear whether those were legitimate or not? I know they're like legitimate, but were they full price or were they like bought through a VPN?
A loser eats the cake match we're going to be talking about, and then you're going to finally see what should be one of the wildest tag matches in a long
Jimmy Snuka versus the Spoiler? What?
time. Idle and Rich going against
$1. Uh-oh. Not regular ticket prices.
Lawler and Bockwinkel. Yeah, we'll have more on that a little bit later on. Right now, I want to bring Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis in here. They're going to be going against Big Bubba Goliath.
Come on.
Bruno, of course, is in the corner. And this is a loser eats the cake match, which, looking at that, that's a
I've been in a couple of those.
pretty good-looking cake. I think I could go for that myself.
Yeah. Well, Lance, it does look like a good cake.
It is, yeah.
I wouldn't mind eating it, but the loser in the match has to eat this cake, and me and Billy, we've come up with a little special stipulation, and we got a little ice.
$240 in Argentina. Shit, that's still $240 though, man. You're hearing a lot of the bulk membership purchases? Yeah. I've seen it a lot on Phil's channel, Darkside Phil and Wings, but I hadn't seen it on like outside of like the big high profile locales.
To put on this cake, Billy, show them that ice.
Oh, you know.
The thing that made me question it, seeing it live, is that I thought you could only donate like a total of $500 a day, and that would have been way more than that.
Take a look at this, lad.
But still, $240 is $240. That's a chunk of change. That's a lot of sugar-free Red Bulls and loose tobacco.
This is going to be the icing.
Oh, no.
Right there.
That's
no.
Right.
So we got a cake with X-Lax in it. Oh, no. Okay, there we go.
The icing is made out of X-Lax. Is
Hey,
that the
Pomfler.
idea?
That's right, Lance. The loser in the match has to stand in the ring and eat this cake with the special ice on it, X-Lax.
Oh, good night. Well, now you understand the loser of the match, so this could relate to you guys too.
That's right, but we're not planning on that, Billy.
You know, Lance, I would like to talk about something. I'd like to talk about two big fat jerks. I wanted to finish it in Evansville. He wanted to finish it in Evansville. I guarantee you Wednesday night in the Coliseum, you're going down, you two big fat slobs, and it's going to be red all over your face. It's going to be blood. Bruno, we're going to sit there and make...
Well, why didn't Billy do a GoFundMe for the child support like Ricky Morton did?
You eat that cake, and you better watch out, brother, because you're going to be at that Coliseum all night, if you know what I mean.
He does, in fact, have a liking for cake. That's going to be one to see. You better be out
He's on this episode. I put him in the thumbnail.
there and see it all.
I don't know that he wrestles, but I saw he did an interview.
Well, I think it's time right now to have the meeting of the downtown group. And here they are, downtown Bruno, Big Bubba and Goliath. Yes,
Let me tell you something.
Tell me something.
Let me tell you something before I get into what I want to discuss here. I want to give a message to all these freeloaders out here. I'm talking about these rednecks sitting here looking at me. I want to tell you something, Lance Russell. I know for a fact that none of these ugly-looking hillbilly redneck geeks paid a dime to get in here. They got in here free. They didn't have to pay nothing.
That's no secret.
Because they can't afford a ticket anyway, apparently. They can't even afford decent clothing. I mean, look at them. I've never seen so many bums in my life. Well, let me tell you something.
Is he in the Hall of Fame? Is Tugboat in the Hall of Fame? What's up, Jeremy?
You welfare rejects. You got in here free. I'm downtown Bruno. I'm the one you came to see, so I got something to tell you. I don't want to hear no.
Goliath was a Moondog. What was he, like Moondog Chunk or Moondog Mountain? Something like that.
None of you goofballs calling a great.
You only make $14.27 a day. That's okay. Don't worry. The regular all of the regular Fusion Studio programming is always available for the regular ticket price.
Downtown Bruno, a weasel.
You just don't get a tiny picture of Grace in a Jaws hat.
I want you to. No! Shut up! I don't want none of these goofballs calling me a weasel.
Did they really announce that he's going in? That's amazing. That's actually really cool. I really like it when they get to go in while they're still around.
I'm downtown.
I think it would have meant the world to Earthquake. He didn't go in, did he, while he was alive? Or did he?
Bruno, let me tell you something. Any one of yous people out here call me a weasel, I am personally going to come into the audience and belt you right in the mouth. I mean it. I'm going to belt you right in the mouth. Now then.
Let me tell you something.
Oh!
You
What?
found out during the tournament that Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis can take care of themselves pretty well when it comes to...
Take care of themselves, nothing. Let me tell you something, Lance Russell. The only way they can take care of themselves is when Eddie Marlin and Frank Morrell and Jared Calhoun and you and the rest of them come to their defense. Because they ain't nothing. Let me tell you something. They shouldn't even be in the same ring with the downtown.
Man, I really do. I think it would have meant the world to Earthquake to go in and have his family see it. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but when he was kind of in really bad failing health, it took actually a group of fans that got together and pressured WWE and whoever to get an Earthquake like figure made. Like that was like pulling teeth. I remember signing like the petition and everything for that. It's just crazy. A guy that's passionate about the business and is like loved by fans, considered to be like I think he's considered like one of the good guys in wrestling. Like to deny him the chance to go into the Hall of Fame when he fucking main evented and carried against Hogan and like, come on.
Connection. This team weighs close to 1,000 pounds. This is the biggest tag team in the history of professional wrestling. There is no way, bro.
Moondog Splat? Wow.
There is no way that those two little skinny punks ought to be in a ring with these two. They look like school kids out of preschool.
What am I watching? This is Valentine's Day, February 14th, 1987, CWA Wrestling out of Memphis, as seen by the viewers in Evansville, Indiana. How's it going, TJ?
Wait.
You think the shark gimmick ruined him? I don't think it ruined him, but I mean, it wasn't very good.
Bell. Who's got that?
They made a figure of the shark, and I really regret not getting it.
No point Eddie Marlin wanted them to have the belts. That's why they got the belts. They're taken care of. They're protected. They're just paper champions, paper tigers. Well, let me tell you something. You ever see Jeff Jarrett? He's so skinny he could go swimming in a hose. Then you got Billy Travis. You put him in a fur hat. You can use him for a Q-tip. I mean, these guys are skinny. They're beanballs. They ain't nothing. Well, these two are going to smash them into the dirt. They ought to be in a ring with me. I'm way bigger than Jeff Jarrett. I'm much stronger than Billy Travis.
Who's this, the original Crash Holly? I'm much bigger than Jeff Jarrett.
And I am obviously one heck of a lot better looking. That's the way it is, Lance Russell.
Wow.
We're talking size, we're talking about strength, we're talking about twisted steel, and right here, baby. Downtown Bruno, sex appeal. 4-2 Kane Boulevard. Come on, Jared. Come on, Travis. You thought you were going to make a fool out of me last week. Well, you ain't going to make a fool out of me no more. Because when these guys got the straps, and I'm walking around with the 20 pounds of gold saying, oh, yeah, baby. Then what? 4-2 Kane Boulevard, we're going to have the tag team belts. Ha!
Okay, Bruno, you take your guys to the ring. We got a little match coming up as far as the Southern Tag Belts.
Yeah, the Shark was, like, you know, not great, but the Golga thing was like, oh man, like all it was like with the fucking carrying the Cartman doll, whichever one of them did that was a disaster.
That's going to be proven in the ring, not with you talking out here.
Oh, and then also, I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but when they actually finally made the Earthquake figure, they made him like the size of Yokozuna instead of making him like a big guy, but not like he's not as big as Mabel. He's just a big dude, but they made him like the gigantic, like huge like sumo wrestler size. I always thought that was bullshit, but Mattel did it right. They got him into the him and Tugboat are like the exact same size.
Well, let me just say one more thing, cameraman. Ha! Right? I don't want to hear that weasel stuff no more. No weasel.
You been watching Oz Academy? Big Bubba would have destroyed Goliath. I hate Goliath. I don't understand. I mean, I guess I don't hate him. I just don't understand he's awful in the ring, and I don't really. Aside from just maybe their thing is he's got downtown Bruno, so all he needs to do is just hang out in the background. But I mean, I don't really think he adds a whole lot.
I'm about you on the map.
Really impressive. Downtown Bruno, Big Bubba, and Goliath. To the ring they go. They've got a match coming up, and we're about ready for it, David.
One full 10-minute time limit. Coming into the ring to face the Downtown Connection, Jim Jamison and John Paul. Their total weight at 442. John Paul out of Minneapolis. Jim Jamison out of Memphis, Tennessee. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Imagine the force Big Bubba could get behind it. Even if he's not like packing a lot, he could really do some damage.
Sends Goliath from Pittsburgh out on the apron. And starting for the Downtown Connection from Miami, Florida, it's Big Bubba.
What if he fucked the rats like he throws the jobbers around?
He's the little one at 407.
Right.
Lance.
The only really rip I know is from when he was in when he was like the trainer / wrestler in OVW. Well, in some old, I think he did some tours in like, I think we've gone through this before, but I think he did some tours through like Mid-Atlantic or something in the Crockett's or something. I remember seeing him sometimes on those.
Russell.
I feel like I did.
That's the name.
That's right. I think I made my point rather clear that I didn't want to hear no weasel from nobody. I just want them to do the three-finger sign, meaning they love Downtown Bruno, because we all know the three-finger sign means Downtown Bruno. And right now you got this punk John Paul and his buddy Jameson. Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to see some destruction in the ring, baby, because this ain't, look at that. John Paul.
I saw a nice clean break. I hope
No,
we'll see that.
you saw a hair pull. You saw.
Of course, John Paul, future tag team partner of Ricky Rice. Everybody's dying for the Ricky Rice scoops.
Now look at that, stomping on the foot, stomping on. This is ridiculous. That's cheating. There's cheating tactics. Wait a minute.
I thought it was a smart tactic myself.
Got him right on the corns and then got him with a drop kick. Nice move by John Paul. He's a dandy. Fine young wrestler from Minneapolis.
It's all been taken care of, Lance.
All taken.
Sorry, when I saw Ricky Rice, it sent me into like started laughing, and then I went to then I started coughing.
It's a slight miscalculation. That's all it is. Hey, we're gonna beat this John Paul and his buddy. They're just like we would beat up on your
Look at this
Soul
headlock
Train
he's got in
Jones,
there.
on your fabulous ones, on your Jerry Lawler. The list goes on and on. You get all kind of punks. They all stand in line. One.
Yeah, this was live weekly back in '87, and like I said, it came out of Memphis and it played in other areas. But we're watching the ones that were like aimed at the people who lived in Evansville. So like all the live show information that they talk about between matches is all specifically for Evansville.
One by one, single file or double, it don't matter. They get in the ring with the Downtown Connection. They get in the ring with Boy Town. They get in the ring with Downtown Bruno, and they get destroyed.
Ron
they get
Sexton.
beat. Watch it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah!
Now see, I like that.
He didn't miss with that, did he, baby? He didn't have to miss.
More of
He didn't
that.
have to do nothing. John Paul did it all himself. John Paul, he got delusions of adequacy in there. He thinks he stands a chance against Goliath. Now you got Jameson in there. This is ridiculous. This is like taking candy from a baby. I think he wishes he was back on welfare, and I think after today he will if he ain't in the hospital.
All right, what a body slam. That might put you in the hospital ordinarily, I'll tell you. Oh.
Look at that, baby.
Squashed right against those turnbuckles.
Powered him right in
Look
there.
at Jameson. He's red like a fire engine. He's sucking air like a vacuum cleaner. Yeah.
Ron, what do you mean? I just came here to drop off some stuff. I don't need to take a seat, Chris Hansen, Sexton.
Never stop. Non-stop downtown Bruno Mouth.
I think dude got scared. It looked like you're supposed to jump into it so that he can like hit you and like flip you, but it looked like the dude fucked that one up. We'll have to see.
Never stop. Non-stop downtown Bruno Mouth.
I don't know. Hard to say. He doesn't mess that up very often, though.
Such a clothesline. It was almost a knockout right with that big arm of Bubba's. Good.
Yeah, I smoked some sour diesel this morning when I was recording the movie reviews, and then now I'm smoking Rocky Road.
Nice. So let me tell you something. If Jameson's eyes were any further in the back of his head, brother, he could see what's going
Dynamite
on in
Kid.
that brain of his, and maybe he could find out for himself
What about a tag team of this guy that's like the knockoff Dynamite Kid versus the Black Billy Jack Haynes as a tag team?
kind of way of thinking he's going, why he's in the ring with the Dynamite.
Firecracker Kid and Black Billy Jack Haynes.
Look at this. He's going to drive him through the ring, baby. Oh, no. He drove him through his knee.
Little backbreaker in there from Bubba to Jim Jamison. 1, 2. Leg up on the rope, and that broke it.
How dumb is this guy? Why on earth would you... I guess, though, which would you... I don't know. I kind of don't like that. I think it's better when he, like... But see, then I was complaining about that. I'm just complaining to complain, I think. But, like, whenever they would get a 2 count and then pull him up so they could punish him more, like, it seemed like they were doing that a lot. But I feel like with the guy being able to get his foot on the rope, like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird in a squash match for the guy to want to continue to get annihilated.
Well, that's what you call reflex action, you understand? Reflex action. The guy obviously doesn't know where he is. If you ask him where he was, he'd probably say 4-2 Kane Boulevard. That's probably where he wishes he was, because Bubba and Goliath are in Memphis. They're not on 4-2 Kane Boulevard, so Jameson don't have nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? But see, he ain't on 4-2 Kane Boulevard. He's in a square circle. He's getting destroyed. Look at the man. Squash him like a bucket.
Weed and wrestling
on,
tag
baby.
team chants,
That's
absolutely.
the way. Show him what that turnbuckle tastes like, Jack. Oh, yeah. That's it. If I was them, I'd just let him tag, beat up John Paul for a while. I mean, it gets boring beating up on the same guy, but hey, if they want to do it, don't matter. It don't matter. They can beat up whoever they want to.
Big elbow. Bubba kicks Jim Jamison right back into the ring.
It's consistent, too. Like, he wears it every time, I feel like. Anytime we see that guy, he's dressed like he's the Black Billy Jack Haynes. He needs the fucking hat, though.
And Goliath as well.
Speaking of hat, I put the if you notice that I had to repost the Born Losers review, it's because YouTube said there was something wrong with the first one. I didn't really understand it, so I had to re-record it. But Billy Jack Haynes based a lot of his character off of Billy Jack, who's in the movie Born Losers, and then the second Billy Jack movie is just called Billy Jack. That's the one most people know, but the Billy Jack character from the movie is what like mainly inspired Billy Jack Haynes.
Waiting on him.
Hey, you and Dave Brown next week.
Who could not get his dick hard. I'm just saying.
Right, we got you and Dave Brown next week. Hey, I don't know. I'd like to sign into a contract. What do you say? Huh?
A lot of Billy Jack Haynes' problems come from the fact that he can't perform sexually. Like, so many of his issues, when he talks about them, all tie back into that.
Knock it off, will you?
And just think, every other wrestler out there is getting like piles of free hymns and Blue Chew from like their podcasts, and poor Billy Jack, he's got nothing.
Bruno, go up and do what you're supposed to do and be a manager in a corner instead of trying to be something
Who
else.
are you to tell me what to do? Who are you to tell me what to do? That's what I like to see. Nobody tells tells me what to do. Nobody tells me what to do. Nobody tells me what to do.
That's because they can't get a word in. That's why.
Well, that's right, baby. I'm the women's special men's in front. I do what I want.
Something comforting about hearing wrestling. Yeah, I agree. I think most of the content on the channel, to me, is relaxing. Now, there are people who get very upset by some of the content, but I think it's all pretty, like, chill content.
What do, Jack? I tell them to go in and destroy people. That's what we're doing. They could have beat these guys with a dirty look, but instead I just hurt them, make them suffer. Don't let them forget that they've been in there with the Downtown Connection. I bet you.
My favorite stream title, I think, is the one we did for Jimmy, where it was like getting high and getting high and stopping white Rastafarian genocide, chill stream.
Tonight when Jason goes home, we're back in the hospital. Wow. He's going to feel like he just won 8 rounds with a cement mixer, Jack.
Yeah, that's a one point you and I would agree on. I think that is true. Bubba just caught him with a clothesline that looked like it took him. He's just about out on his feet right now. He's standing, but he's not really. Goliath.
And he's being held up by Bubba and Goliath. There's no way he can stand.
Billy Jack invented the body
slam.
slam.
Stand on spaghetti. That's what his legs are at this point. Spaghetti. Spaghetti with red and blue tights and the white boots. Who does he think he is? Soul Train Jones?
Like, I'm sure you guys have heard, like, people who diagnose, or not who diagnose, but, like, who profile serial killers and stuff like that. They'll talk about how, like, like, the violence is, like, a substitute for sex some of the time. And I think that's definitely the case with Billy Jack Haynes, because all of his stories are all about him fighting people or almost killing people and eventually, you know, allegedly killing somebody. And, like, and it's like, it just goes hand in hand with his, like, his feelings of, like, sexual inadequacy. And it's weird because it's not like someone from the outside is profiling him. Like, he's offering all of this stuff, like, openly in these shoot interviews. Like, it's really wild.
Soul Train Jones ain't no good anyway. This guy's trying to be his imitator. Boy, hey, I'm an innovator, not an imitator, Lance Russell.
You believe everything he's ever said? That weird-ass story that he witnessed the murder on the railroad tracks? Oh, my God, what a weird interview.
That's what a Downtown Connection.
Jim Cornette said that he thought Billy Jack Haynes looked like a Muppet in his later years, which I think is probably pretty accurate.
Is on top. That's what a Downtown Connection is going to be. The next AWA Southern Tag Team Champions. And that's why Downtown Bruno is the #1 manager in professional wrestling, the #1 manager in the history of the South, in the history of the business, in the history of the sport. And now, baby, you're going to see. Look at this. Look at this. He slams him one more time. I'm going to tell you what. Jim Jameson's going to be suing his back for non-support.
Bruno, you're giving me a headache. How about shutting up for a little while?
Hey, give me a break. The people are tuning in to see Downtown Bruno, not Lance Russell. All you are, Lance Russell, is the guy that sits here and looks nice. Wow, so you can hold a microphone for Downtown Bruno. 1, 2, 3, baby.
Thank God. That one went a little long.
Total domination by the large
8 years in the business, baby. I got it right there. They're going to get me them belts. The next tag
I think this is
team
a
Better go
hybrid
help
is the
them. They may
problem.
not be able to read the exit sign. Let them walk.
Oh, comedian. That's not about what you want to be with.
Okay, Davey, how about the time? Total domination, no question. And it doesn't surprise you with Bruno and Bubba.
Yeah, they really get dominated for 5 minutes, 35 seconds
I'm going to switch strains. I'll be right back.
of action and nonstop talking from Bruno over here.
Amen. Let's take a break and give our ears a rest right here. We'll be back with more of it in just a moment. Entire card right down there at Coliseum coming up a Wednesday night in Evansville, because it is a dandy. You get it 7 matches at regular prices, and boy, it's a triple main eventer if you ever heard it. Going to go like this: Tarzan Goto in a single against Alan West. Mr. Rising Sun will be there going against Roy Lee Welch. Pat Tanaka faces Boy Tony with kind of a little feud to settle. Watch the entire show and you'll know. Paul Diamond goes against Jonathan Boyd. International Heavyweight Championship match when Soul Train defends against the Muscular Hunter. And then it's going to be the loser eats the X-Lack cake match with Bubba and Goliath against Jeff and...
Shops at Bruno shops at Baby Gap. WrestleMania 19. I don't remember exactly which one that one was. I switched to ice cream, man. I wanted an indica.
Billy, and the final bout, I just can't say enough about this one. Universal heartthrob, Austin Idol, Wildfire, Tommy Rich on one side of the ring, strong. Listen to this. The King, Jerry Lawler, champion Nick Bockwinkel in that tag match. What a night.
Jonathan Boyd, the head sheep herder.
Jonathan Boyd is always a welcome presence. I feel like they don't use him a lot, but it's pretty meaningful when he's here.
Standing here, and there's a match in the making in the future between the Fabulous Ones, the sheep herders, and what it's going to be. Some kind of a massacre. Jonathan, this is an unusual bout coming up.
That's right. We've chosen the name for it. It's called the Ultimate.
I don't care if he grifted off of the $1 Million Man because the $1 Million Man is a grifter. Remember his family stole all that money from the welfare in Mississippi or something? They were in the same scam with Brett Favre.
Mid-South Massacre, and I've got to bloody explain it to you people. You want to play games, Fabulous Ones, do you? You want to hide baseball bats under the ring? You want to play a game? You want to play a game of violence? A game that will end one team or the other? That's right. The Ultimate Massacre means one team will be out of professional wrestling forever, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is a great interview.
First of all, the game. There's going to be a football.
Well, Ted Jr. was a part of it, and then some people that knew. I don't know if he was directly involved, but he's definitely a grifter. He came to my church when I was a kid, like, with multiple foundations over the years that he had founded, like, you know, that after he had turned his life around or whatever. And then I don't know if you guys have seen the documentary about it, but there's a documentary, I think it's called, I don't know, if you look up Ted DiBiase documentary, but it deals with how he was always presenting like this big Christian front, but then he was living this terrible life, and then he cheated on his wife, and she agreed to take him back, and I don't know, the movie goes into a lot of depth of it, but you could, Ted DiBiase is definitely a grifter, for sure.
And on the end of the football, there's going to be a key. And inside the ring, there's going to be 2 penalty boxes. You want to have Paul Diamond down at ringside, do you? Well, he's going to be in the ring. He's going to be in one box, and I'm going to be in the other. And there's going to be 2 padlocks. And the key to the padlocks is going to be on the football.
Mike
so
Jones.
the team that can play the best game of rugby, and that's our game, a violent sport, the team that can play the best game of rugby can get the key
Watch
and
out
let
for
out the
Ted.
other one. Now that means 3 on the 2. But to make it even better, seeing that the Fabulous Ones like to use a baseball bat, inside the box with you, Diamond, there's going to be a baseball bat. And inside the box with me, there's going to be a baseball bat. And whoever gets out can finish the others with the bloody baseball bat. That means if I'm out first, I take that baseball bat and I end the career of the Fabulous.
Yeah, it's not a bad belt. I think my favorite belts, though, are the Winged Eagle. Is probably my all-time favorite belt. But I love the, like, 80s Intercontinental title, too. I think that's an amazing-looking belt.
Ones forever. Do you understand?
Like, Hogan or Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels with the Winged Eagle title is, like, that's, like, what I think of when I think of, like, pro wrestling. If I think of a championship, I usually think of, like, the Winged Eagle belt.
Stand that forever because there's no rules.
The Ringmaster.
There's no rules. It's who plays the game the best, and we play the game better than anybody else. Do you understand that? So that is the match. A football, a key on it, 2 penalty boxes, Diamond in one with a baseball bat, me in the other with a baseball bat. And I'll tell you what, we got a plan. We got a plan to end the Fabulous One's career forever, and we're going to do it. Long live New Zealand, and down with the USA.
Down with the USA.
Well, the match is coming up. It's what's called the Ultimate Mid-South Massacre. It's between the sheep herders and the Fabulous Ones, and it is destined to be some kind of a brutal thing. Let's take a listen to what Stan and Steve had to say about the Ultimate Massacre.
You know, I've got to say, I think one of the hardest parts about being a professional wrestler is standing
Joe
in front of a
Rogan.
little camera and talking to them on a microphone and telling people what you think you're going to do and what you plan to do. Because a lot of times that doesn't work out. You know, I've got to say, Eddie Marlin, I think you've kind of like tipped over the violence stage. I think you're kind of having flash.
Jonathan, why do we want to put Paul Diamond through that? He's already been through Joe LeDuc.
Backs when the Fabulous Ones wrestled the Moondogs, when the Fabulous Ones got in there with boards and sticks and chains and whatever come in hand. And I think it's that time now that we got to start looking into the future. This is 1987. You know, wrestling has gotten blown out of shape to a certain extent. It seems like every week it goes a little bit farther, a little bit farther. Lives seem to teeter-totter on.
Is life just... I mean, like, we make fun of Grace and Ben and Ruby, you know, and VP sometimes for having, like, being on these loops, but isn't everything on a loop? This is the same shit that people are saying now, isn't it? Like, wrestling's just, it's out of shape now, and it's just pushed too far in this direction. Like, every single thing we see when we hear from people. Remember, Killer Kowalski was shitting on, like, early 80s wrestling.
On the edge when guys start getting into this violence. Well, let me tell you something. What we've got here is we've got two countries. We've got the United States represented right here in Memphis, Tennessee by the Fabulous Ones. And we've got the land down under represented by three goofs carrying a steel pole with a flag at the end. Every time I come out in Memphis, Tennessee, from the time I step out that door, and I know the same feeling goes through Stan's hearts, is whatever you do, you can't quit. Because not only is your reputation riding on it, but all these people out there in that crowd are dependent on you. Well, I make this promise to everybody that's listening on this TV airway, from myself, from Stan Lane, and from Jackie Fargo. We are not quitters. We're not about to quit. We don't care what kind of match comes up. We don't care if it's baseball bats. We don't care if it's boards, it's chains. The idea is go out there and defend what you think is right and stand.
That is a pretty good mullet, like, not gonna lie. How you doing, Lord Piff?
Stand up for it. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're going to do in Memphis Coliseum.
Bambi, welcome back.
In the ring right now, David Johnson, and making their way to the ring, the Hunter.
I'd get on the microphone and say that I needed everyone on this side of the arena to please look straight forward and do not avert your eyes even for a second upon the perfect woman you see at ringside, Bambi.
The Hunter with his mascot.
Yeah, he's like, we're here in Memphis where they take wrestling seriously, and some guy's going to shit his pants in the ring this weekend.
Bambi at ringside. This match a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. The referee Jerry Calhoun. David Johnson out of Memphis.
That was the nice guy version of the promo.
Memphis, Tennessee at 203 pounds. The Hunter out of Black Rock Mountain, Georgia. He weighs 231. The Hunter against David Johnson. The Hunter, heavy favorite going into the match.
What a stocky, solid, physical specimen this Hunter is, and he is very active. He's quick.
You had a mullet? Nice.
David just got a tough day in store. There's that little trademark of his, a very quick, tight snap suplex. He does it well.
You could actually do like a fun reverse Rick Rude. Remember Rick Rude used to warn the men in the audience to tell their women to look the other way? I could tell the audience to have that all the rednecks in the crowd better tell their hick wives to, you know, close their eyes before they get a look at what a real woman looks like.
David Johnson.
Gunther would have fit so well in this era. It'd be interesting, definitely. He would be a great, like, Joe LeDuc or Fred Ottman. They could just come in on a... Well, I guess, though, at this point, Ottman's been around for a while, shit. But just come in and do, like, a couple runs and, like, just destroy everybody. And then let Lawler beat him and then leave.
Off the rope. The Hunter with the upper arm puts him down. A slam by the Hunter. Hunter took control from the opening moment. As expected, reverse neck breaker. Boy, Surprised he doesn't go for a pin there. He might have a shot at a 3 count already. David Johnson, power slam down to the mat by the Hunter. There's a count of 2.
He got it.
3, that's it.
I really like Gunther. It was just such a huge. I feel like when he moved up to the main roster, I kind of got hit with the 1-2 punch of this guy that I was, because really at times I would watch shows only that he was on back when he was Walter, and it was like, okay, he's got a drastic name change, and at the time Gunther sounded so terrible. Like I thought there's no way this name's gonna work, and then also he went from being like a big, giant dude to like a really lean, in shape guy. So it almost felt like a completely different person.
And this time, Bambi did not interfere in the match. It was all the Hunter in there. Count of 3 in 1:08 seconds. 1:08.
She didn't have a chance to interfere, boy. He just dominated.
Oh man, I'd be all into it with these fans. I'd tell that camera guy to stop zooming his camera in on these C-cuppers.
It took it over and it was all done. The winner, the Hunter. We've got time out. Back in a moment.
I agree. Like I would watch. I think he was on what was it called, like NXT UK or something for a long time, and then I watched him on NXT. Like I would pretty much either only watch his matches or only watch cards that I knew he was going to be on. Although to be fair, NXT was really good at that time, like in the black and gold era. Hey, Bob Brown.
Jerry the King Lawler right here with us, and boy, it's been too long, and I know you're saying that too. Jerry, before I get into talking with you, what I'd like to do is to go back for
Jerry looks like he just woke up in the gutter after like a bender. What's going on here?
anybody who may have missed it, and to refresh those who have forgotten it, exactly what happened tonight with Austin Idol and Tommy Rich. Let's take a look.
The official victory goes to Lawler.
Here
on
you
a
go, Pomp Flair. We're going to
disqualification.
see it again.
Here goes Calhoun out on the concrete. Rich rolling.
Imagine like Gunther against, I know people probably want like the name matchups, but the stuff that I want to see would be like Gunther against Ronnie Garvin, Greg Valentine, Terry Funk. Like I'd like to see him against either like brawlers or like really hard-hitting guys.
Lawler over. He and Idol are up to something.
The Honky Tonk Man, so that he could avenge the bullshit of breaking the record.
Look out! Oh, no. Rich on one leg, Idol on the other, and they slam Lawler, straddle that ring post.
Oh, that would be good, yeah.
While we were watching that, Jerry said to me, you don't have
I was kind of disappointed they didn't have Clash 2 up yet on the WCW, but they did have 3, which I think is Sting against Wyndham in the main event.
to remind me about that.
No, that's true, Lance. That's something that
Big
not only
Boss
have I
Man
watched
versus Gunther,
on
that'd be
videotape just
interesting.
like that many times since it happened, but it's something that I've relived in my mind many times, and it's something that'll stay.
Here's one I'd like to see, but I bet it could have happened, and I just don't know about it. Gunther versus the Necro Butcher. That would be fucking insanity.
With me forever, Lance. So, as you know, I'm not trying to make any excuse. Wrestling is a very tough profession, and I've known that, and I'm not trying. The old saying is, if you can't stand the heat, you might as well get out of the kitchen. I know, especially when you go in the ring with two guys like Tommy Rich and Austin Idol, it's not going to be a cakewalk. But you never really expect something like this to happen to you, Lance. And in all the years that I've been wrestling, this is one of the most serious injuries. It required surgery, and it's just something that kind of thing, Lance, shouldn't be tolerated in wrestling, and it's not going to be.
I gotta add, Jerry, from two guys who were supposed to be your friends.
Yeah, well, this has shown me that, like I said,
Being a Necro Butcher fan was the only time that I really got in trouble, like and I thought like a a wrestler was gonna like cross a line.
This is a tough profession. Friendship is something that I think that one of the very few things that you can value more than any kind of monetary gains or possessions or anything like that. But it just shows you that when there's a lot of money at stake, which there is in professional wrestling, when there's egos involved and things like that, you might as well not kid yourself. You can just throw friendship out the window. Here's, like you said, especially Austin Idol, a guy, you know, just this month, Lance, we were supposed to be going to Japan to compete in the World Cup Tag Team tournaments, and all that's now out the window, as is any thoughts of friendship.
Let me interrupt you right here, Jerry. I want to take a look and let you listen to what Idol and Rich had to say about this upcoming match.
Here you go, Pop Flair.
Jerry Lawler making his last hurrah, baby. You're making your big comeback. Now, one thing I'll say, you brought the man in that the heartthrob and myself wanted to whoop up on, too. Nick Bockwinkel, one of the best wrestlers in the country. You know, but Lawler, sit back and think. That's the man you throwed powder in his eyes, throwed the fireball on. Now, how much? How much can you trust him? Think about it, Lawler, because all we want is you, Jack. When you reach out, it's Bob.
Oh, hey, Bob Brown. I didn't know. I thought you were cutting a promo at first. You're saying you've got somebody with you in person that's going to be talking in chat. I thought you were cutting a promo on the rest of chat.
Bockwinkel going to tag you? You don't know. Heartthrob knows I'm going to tag him. Brother, Evansville, Louisville, it don't matter where it's at. You better be ready to go.
Probably the biggest sporting extravaganza to come to this area in a long time, Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Probably are going to be sold-out crowd. Probably going to have photographers and sports reporters from all over the world.
Here you go. It's me. He's cutting an entire promo just looking off camera at his lines, maybe. He seems like he's maybe reading cue cards or something.
Oh, to see the big comeback. Probably newspapers are going to write about it. It's going to be on the radio. It's going to be on every television program in the United States to mark the comeback of Jerry Lawler, but it will be foiled. It will be spoiled. Nobody can take the measure of Tommy Rich and Austin Idol, and many men have tried it. And they've all ended up in the same position, down and out. And Lawler come back this time, and it's for good.
Lance, all I can think of, you know the old saying, when the cat's away, the mice will play, and that's exactly what's happened. They figured, Lance, that they had me completely out of wrestling. They thought my career was over.
That's a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
That's why
I
they're
forgot.
running their mouths, and I guarantee.
He's like, I forgot. He's been off for a while, so like the bum look is appropriate.
They don't think right now that when I come back in this match, they don't think I'm going to be 100%. Well, I got news for them. They got another thing coming, and I'm going to be more than 100% because, as I said, Lance, I've watched this tape. I've gone through my mind, and all.
I like his mic work just because he's. Even if he's reading it off of a card and he's stumbling through it, like he's saying it with like, you know, authority. So I like his promo style, but yeah, he's not nearly like as eloquent or as good of a storyteller as Tommy Rich.
The years that I've been wrestling,
maybe not eloquent like Jerry Lawler, storyteller like Tommy Rich.
Never had an injury like this. I've never had anybody try to do anything like this, especially two guys that I thought were my friends. And I'm going to show them, just like I've said before. They've known what it's like when I was their friend, and now they're going to know what it's like when I'm going to be their worst enemy. And believe me, Lance, I'm going to be.
There's nothing wrong with that, Dave's channel. That's how EFD is too when he gets really worked up and he's cutting a promo on his chat.
The worst enemy that they've ever had in their lives.
Here are some words from Nick Bockwinkel, the AWA World Heavyweight Champion, who's agreed to.
Okay, so this stuff that's coming through AWA, unfortunately, I ran into an issue with it on the video. I think last week we watched one that had Crusher Blackwell on it, I think, or the one before that. There was an issue with it, and just because I want to make sure that like the stream doesn't go down while we're watching it, I'm going to mute part of it, and then I'm going to put the disclaimer up. But the AWA stuff, unfortunately, Disney/ESPN, they're not just like, it's not a big deal to me if like you can't, because this stream isn't monetized anyway. But like I just don't want them to end the stream, so I just have to like mess around this AWA stuff like we do the Jarrett stuff.
Tommy Rich.
Austin Idol, you once were a great wrestler. Tommy Rich, likewise. But something very bad has taken place. Something very bad has happened. That the two of you not only did what you did to Mr. Lawler, but you've got to do it.
Yeah, and what really sucks is that, like, it can be a 4.5-hour stream and it's got 10 seconds of AWA footage and, like, they want to block it globally. Like, that's crazy.
To do what you did to Lawler, to do what you felt you had to do to me, because I guess you must have seen it coming down the pike. Now, Mr. Lawler and I have no warm emotional feelings towards each other, but we have tremendous professional respect. And that respect is going to come into the ring.
And of course it's Nick Bockwinkel, so he's going to talk for like fucking half an hour. EFD blocked you? Wait a minute. What did you talk in his chat? What'd you say to him?
The world heavyweight champion is...
What did you say to him that made him mad? Like, hello? Great music. Fuck you.
Going to be my partner. And there's no love lost, I can guarantee you, between Nick and Austin Idol. He's got a personal score to settle with him. So Austin Idol and Tommy Rich, or you mice, as I like to call you, you do a lot of playing between now and match time because the cat is back in town. And I'm going to do a number on you two jerks you'll never forget.
Grace needs to cut a promo like that when she gets remonetized and tell all the mice that the cat's back.
Innovator, international.
I will say I am a huge EFD fan. I think he's a great streamer. I like EFD, but I don't even type in his chat because I feel like at any time, like, you could just be banned. Like, I don't want to be banned, so I just don't type in the chat.
The heavyweight championship match, you've got that fantastic grudge match with Idol and Rich against Bockwinkel and Lawler, and you have the Jeff and Billy against Big Bubba and Goliath, and the loser eats the chocolate X-Lax cake.
Hey, I say big deal. If that's what they want to do, dig their own graves, then good for them. Hey, they're just burning their own selves up. You know what I mean? It's going to backfire. Hey, they're going to eat the cake. There's no way that the Dot Connection is going to lose it. Those two little skinny punks.
What do you think? Worth it in 1987? Pay an extra $1 to see Jimmy Superfly Snuka against the Spoiler?
I'm going to tell you something. I hope they like Evansville a lot better than I do because they're going to be there all night long. And I want to...
Yeah, we could probably check it out at the end of the stream.
Say this. It's a good thing I got such a good tag team because I don't want to stay in Evansville any longer than I have to because I hate it there, Lance Russell.
Let me tell you something. I was embarrassed once in Evansville. It won't happen a second time. You hear me, Billy Travis, Jeff Jarrett? I heard you on the TV. The only sounds that you'll be making will be from the men's room of the Coliseum. I hope you understand that because by the time we're finished with you, that's the only place you'll be fit for.
Well, they came up with the idea. I think it's because they think you like cake, Bruno.
Oh, real funny. You're a comedian now or something? What? Hey.
Well, I don't really know. I don't really know what I would talk about in his chat anyway. So I'd probably just like say hi to him or something. But he would just, I think, in the right mood, I think any interactions get people blocked sometimes.
They're two punks. They had no right to put my face in no cake, and they're going to find out what it's all about. Because maybe after they eat it, I'll go get another one just to put it in their face. What do you think of that, Lance Russell?
Well, we'll find out what they think of it when it comes up to Wednesday night in there. Downtown Bruno with his massive team of Goliath and Big Bubba going against Jeff and Billy, and the loser of the match eats the X-Lax cake.
Evansville, the cesspool of the entire world.
Oh, don't start on that knocking stuff. Well, you be out there Wednesday night. Find out exactly who is going to have to eat that particular...
Do you think whoever eats the cake is going to do that thing where they put their, like, hands on their ass and, like, run out?
Special cake that will be in action coming up for that match. And that final bout again, can I tell you any more? The King going with Nick Bockwinkel against Idol and Rich Wednesday night.
But you always are causing trouble out here. Now let's try not to.
Obviously with downtown Bruno and boy Tony.
Oh, here we go.
Yes. Let me tell you something. First of all, I got all kind of stuff going on. Me and my good friend Tojo teaming up with a little
Let me tell you something, Lance Russell.
Orient Express with the Don.
My daddy, Maniac Mike, taught me
connection, as it were. You know what I'm saying, Lance?
Kind of an interesting pairing.
Now
today.
then, let me tell you something. They took a survey. Better Homes and Garbage magazine. Of course, that's what all these redneck hillbillies read, Better Homes and Garbage. But they took a survey. Who is the best-looking man in professional wrestling? Who is the best-looking man in professional wrestling? And the man is the magnificent, the wonderful.
Hey, Amelia Stewart.
Boy, Tony. That's what they all said. Boy, Tony is the man. And I want to tell you something. We've been getting all kind of offers from Hollywood, California, from New York City. And you know what they say, everything west of Broadway's camping out. So
You think the Rats are trying to get some Boy Tony? I saw he got inducted into, I think it was like the Memphis Hall of Fame or something. But I saw, I think, a fairly recent picture of Tony Falk, and it always sucks. Like, it's just such a leap forward in time from where we are to whenever that event took place.
it is our city. Everything east of Sunset Boulevard is camping out. That is our city, too. This man's been offered to take the place of Robert Redford, Dustin Hoffman, all of them, baby. Boy Tony. And I think Boy Tony has a few comments to make, so I'm going to turn over the microphone.
Can I tell you, you've got an interesting team. It'd be just as well if maybe you got in the ring.
Oh,
You've got Pat Tanaka and you've got Alan West.
You got a beach bum and a slant eye. Hey.
Let me tell you something, Lance Russell. This is the greatest manager in all the world, downtown Bruno. But you know something? Today we wrestle on Pat Tanaka and this here Alan West.
Yep.
Now, you look at Tanaka, you know, he's really not a bad-looking guy. He's got that nice long black hair.
Nice-looking young man.
So I promise Bruno, when I get in there, you know, I'm not...
They're like, Boy Tony's like, you know, he's not a bad-looking guy, Lance. And Lance is like, you're right about that, Boy Tony.
I'm going to do nothing to his face if I can help it. I'm not going to hurt him too bad. We're just going to win the match.
I see. So you're going to take it easy.
Oh, thank you, Bob Brown, for the memberships. Okay, let's see. Hey, Lynx. Wow, I've got a lot of all-stars in here. Rainy. Thank you, Bob. I greatly appreciate that. We're one step closer to a Jedi Rich emoji.
On Pat Tanaka today because you like his face.
Yes,
you think he's kind of cute?
Yes, he is.
Will you get him up to the ring?
I got no comment, but Alan West is a beach bum. Alan West is a beach bum.
Okay, Bruno. Let's go to the ring. And, well, Dave.
Who is Alan West? I can tell people now that Lynx is a member in my channel. So get some clout.
Okay.
You take it. I ain't got anything else to say either.
It's an expiration of time match. About all I can say. Boy, Tony, Tarzan Goto teamed up. I guess downtown Bruno and Tojo will both.
Yeah, Ben, Lynx, Vegan Patriot, the Jedi. We're getting all the big name people.
Be at ringside, their respective managers. And across the way, it is Pat Tanaka and Alan West. Alan out of Zuma Beach, California.
EFD.
250 pounds.
EFD is a severely alcoholic, autistic guy who lives alone and he drinks all the time and he has really excellent taste in music. So he kind of like DJs, but then he doesn't have a lot of impulse control when he's drunk. So he yells at people on the stream and it kind of turns into like crash outs. And one time he took his clothes off and made love to his gaming chair, but that's EFD.
Pat Tanaka, 210 out of Hawaii. Boy Tony out of St. Louis. Tarzan Goto out of Tokyo.
We really didn't get it.
Hey, don't get none of your bad breath on this, Lance Russell.
Bruno, will you leave us alone for a while?
Oh, go eat some cake!
Can you imagine?
It's like opening a pack of trading cards. It really is. Like every time I'm like, oh, I'm always checking to see who comes up. Yeah, he bans a lot of people. EFD needs to show up in chat. He's in chat from time. I mean, I get along with EFD, just not when he's drunk. But no, I don't think anybody gets along with him then.
This is the first time, to my knowledge.
I do have the footage of him fucking the chair.
We've had Bruno and Tojo out here at the same time. I do not envy the position that Alan West and Pat Tanaka are in today.
I put that clip in. It's me. Sometime we'll have to watch. I have some footage from that pop-up event where I showed the OPC almost gets arrested stream as like part of a pop-up art exhibit on IRL streaming. And I put together like a little highlight reel of some of my favorite moments. And right at the very end is the one of Matt yelling at EFD and being like, I don't give a fuck about $306. I don't give a fuck. Right before Grace's Pussy music video came on.
Bad enough with Goto and Boy Tony, but to have Tojo and Bruno out here at ringside, stand clear, friends.
Alan West, boy, he weighs in at 250. He's got good size on him. Looks like he's in good shape. Boy Tony is big too, but West looks to be in much better shape physically than Boy Tony. I don't think I'll elaborate on that either. Alan West, good moves. Boy, he can get off his feet too. Good drop kicks. Here's Goto.
On the video, I have to cut off early because somebody heard all of the inappropriate language in the Pussy music video and came in to complain.
A handful of hair drops Alan West down to the mat.
Well, we're all like, we're all in the same boat, He-Man. We're just the regular normie viewers all congregating here, and then we see the, all the people that we watch hiding and getting free memberships, while ATF Media farts in the darkness without one.
Oh, West sits down on his left arm.
I'd heard a few of the guys talk about this Alan West. He's a good youngster. Boy, let me tell you, he's in with a class act as a partner in there. Really like this Tanaka. He can go.
You know what? I want to declare right now, if that no good Alan West is a beach bum. He's a cheater. He's a beach bum. I thought Tanaka was one from Honolulu. Alan West is a beach bum. That's what he is, a beach bum.
I don't think the folks of Zuma Beach, California are going to take too kindly to that, Bruno. But then I don't guess that's going to worry you. Tanaka.
Oh yeah, ATF Media and It's Me are some of the few holdouts on getting a free one.
On Alan West and the much larger West. I asked Alan about his weight. He said, well, 252. He said, no, to tell you the honest truth, I've lost a couple of pounds. I'm down to 250. I said,
oh no, Eddie, either. Do you have him turned on, Eddie?
Yeah, that's right. Boy Tony in here. Alan West.
Say who Alan West looks like. That's not no Magnum. That's a small caliber pistol, brother.
Yeah. Okay. Back-ish. Okay. Well, it says I'm reconnected. Let me give it a second. I am back. Okay. Are we good to unpause, hopefully?
The corner and the tag on Alan West. Alan and Goto have faced each other once before in the match, and Alan West matched him move for move. Goto chop across the back of the neck.
A co-reading, a beach bum and a co-reading. That's what we got.
How can you not like Boy Tony? What a great character.
A beach bum and a co-reading.
I heard you, Bruno. Look at West.
Yeah, powers his way out of it, down to the mat goes Boy Tony.
Alan showing a little of that strength that is fairly obvious from that physique of his.
Yeah, He-Man's a woman. Remember, she was angling for a mod position by flexing her breast size.
Boy Tony reversed.
You don't like banana strains? Oh my gosh. Who had a banana strain? Oh, banana tangy, okay.
He's the one that went into the corner, and Alan West, as he bounced out of there, picked him up and threw him down to the mat. In the air again, Boy Tony, a body slam by Alan West. Bruno leading into the ring, yelling, hey, pulled his hair, pulled his hair.
Hey, Cody Turbo.
He didn't. But Bruno will try to convince the referee and anybody else that'll listen to that. Here's Pat Tanaka. Tony says, hey, wait a minute, let's shake hands.
Ooh,
Hey, how about a back kick, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Look out. Goto jumps in there, too. Everybody in the ring.
I think it's one of the, I think a banana parent somewhere in a weed strain will pretty much guarantee that I like it. I don't think I've had very many bad banana strains, but hardly any of them look or smell like bananas.
Falk against Tanaka. It's West against Goto. Out of the ring goes Alan West. Goto threw him out of the ring between the ropes. Now they've got Pat Tanaka over here. Look out, downtown Bruno. Referee's calling for the bell. He has just disqualified downtown Bruno. Yamamoto with the kendo stick.
Trying to get Jerry Calhoun to get over there. He's just beating the stew out of him. Look at this. What is Boy Tony doing? While Bruno and Goto are holding Pat Tanaka.
I've had this pre-roll for a while. I've been saving it because it smells so, like, disgusting dank. But it's called honey banana, which I had never heard of before.
Oh, now I gotta get up and see this. They are painting Pat Tanaka up. That's terrible. Come on, Jerry. Good night. Putting lipstick all over him, rouge all over him.
Forced feminization in 1987. This is exactly what Ruby and Grace did to Ruby's current boss.
Alan
dressed him up in women's clothing, forcing him to wear makeup.
West being pounded by Yamamoto every time he gets up to come back and try to help his partner, and they still. Boy, Tony just painting Pat Tanaka up. Tanaka being held by Goto and downtown Bruno. Alan West breaks loose over there, slams Tojo. He's coming up to help out his partner, and he got Goto. Oh, boy, the bout was stopped. Man, I got to tell you, though, look at Pat Tanaka. Isn't that a shame? He took the whole makeup bit out of his first day, painted his lips up, his eyes, everything all over him. Now, I guess that's in character for Boy Tony, but it really makes you hot. And what they did, have three of them holding him over there by the rope so that he couldn't do it. Tojo was over there beating on Alan West with that kendo stick.
Something like that.
What was the time?
Time on it was 4:47 when the disqualification occurred. So Tanaka.
I only remember because of that was the name of the pay-per-view where the Sinister Minister was doing cocaine and got Billy Corgan's NWA in trouble.
And Alan West, some consolation for him. They're going to win the fall.
Oh, man, what a embarrassing thing for.
You think the women are taking notes on how to put on? Remember, Cornette redoes that gimmick in Smoky Mountain, but he does it with the whole idea of like how Tony was doing the Kaufman thing and telling people how to personal hygiene and stuff. But Sonny does it for one of the local women in a series of videos, and it's really nuts.
For Tanaka to have to go through. Well, we're going to take time out, check our time, and see if maybe we'll have any more to be able to come back with a second fall. We'll check that and be back in a second.
You know, that's an insidious thing because there's nothing really that hurt Pat Tanaka out of putting the makeup on him right there with the guys holding him so Boy Tony could dress up his face in there. But it's one of those things that just gnaws at you and humiliates you, and just all you want to do is get a hold of the guy that did it.
And I bet he'll do it somewhere down the road.
Yeah, Pat will have a chance. You better believe he will.
Maybe Pat will get even with him there. We had quite an interesting day here today. Jeff and Billy Travis, Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis won their match over Keith Robertson and Mike James. Robertson and James, a big tag team. They had size on them, but boy, Jeff and Billy look very good. Their superior athletic ability is what won that match for them today, as it has so many in the past, and I'm sure will so many more in the future. Big Bubba and Goliath. This one beginning to get a little upset because John Paul and Jim Jamison were in there. They had Jamison in the ring. They just kept beating him up. He was out on his feet. They would not go for the pin. Finally, downtown Bruno says, all right, now. So after 5 minutes, 35 seconds, Big Bubba and Goliath did pin Jim Jamison and got the win in the match.
Yeah,
There's
Dave
a case
looks pretty
where
good.
I don't know about you, and I'm sure you are too. I'm ready to see Bruno chained to the ring post, so we don't have to put up with him over here. The guy comes over and starts that non-stop long playing lip of his, and it just gets on your nerves.
Get rid of him. I know it. That's
really
the way it is. The Hunter in here with Bambi in a single match, won over David Johnson in about a minute. Then it was Memphis Vice taking on Rough and Ready. And as I said at the conclusion of the match, I was really impressed with the Memphis Vice. You mentioned they have really expanded their repertoire in a way that they can win matches now in many different ways rather than just one. And they showed that today. Looked very good as they defeated Rough and Ready in tag team action. Then Pat Tanaka, Alan West. Technically, they get the victory because it was a disqualification on Boy, Tony, and Tarzan Goto when downtown Bruno, Tojo was also in the corner, but downtown Bruno was the manager that interfered in that, and the referee disqualified them. So it looks like the team of Alan West and Pat Tanaka got a victory, but I'm sure, as you mentioned, they're not satisfied.
Big win for Alan West.
Well, of course, Tojo also, we're talking about Pat. Now, on the physical side of it, Tojo...
Now, he doesn't talk about it a lot, but Alan West is actually the father of South to West, the Chatter.
Joe was over there beating Alan West with that kendo stick every time he tried to get up and come in there and help Pat to knock out. Ultimately, Alan, he looks like an interesting possibility.
Yeah, he does.
Boy,
At 250, he's big enough to take care of himself.
He's a specimen, and he showed his worth today as he finally got in there and got him out of there and wasn't able to Pat to get away from it. By golly, we're out of time. Looking for you next week on Championship Wrestling. So, for Dave Brown, this is Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
Good episode. Good Bruno promos, especially. Oh, sorry. All right, so this is CWA Memphis Championship Wrestling, February 21st, 1987, as seen by Evansville, Indiana television viewers.
Russell and Dave Brown, and son of a gun, we're right along ringside waiting for another big day.
Dave stayed sober the entire last episode, and he's already half lit here.
Hey, on Championship Wrestling. Hi, David.
Opening match today. I tell you what, get ready for it, because Boy Tony is going to be in here, going to be going against Pat Tanaka.
Hey.
That one should be interesting. And
we remember last week, and I'll tell you, somebody who remembers it is Pat Tanaka.
You're right.
Boy.
Opening match. Maybe they'll get it settled here, right here in the ring today. A little bit later on, Bubba and Goliath will be here. They will also have Soul Train Jones teamed with Alan West.
Soul Train Jones.
We saw him the first time a couple of weeks ago out of Zuma Beach, California. Mr. Rising Sun Shima and Tarzan Goto will be teamed up.
Back together again. You better believe it.
That tag team match coming up a little bit later on. And Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis will be here too.
Son of a gun, we got the makings of another good one right here. And I'll tell you what.
Oh, gosh. I mean, I would say the top guys got top pick. So they probably didn't have to like Tito Santana and build a fence around the pussy, but so they probably had like consistent rats, but they probably got like pick of new rats. And if you were part of like one of the top guys' crew, you probably got access to the top level rats. But like if you're Firecracker Kid or Black Billy Jack Haynes or Trailer and Garmin or Jean Paul, then you're probably just getting whatever's left at the end of the night. Or you're taking round 3 with somebody.
I just can't hardly wait, so we're going to stop talking and get into that first match in just a moment. Pat Tanaka, Boy Tony, coming up on the other side. We'll be to it.
Wasn't it something like the way that wrestling, the way it used to be, the way you like it, or something like that? All right, He-Man. Yeah, definitely try to get the same shoes on. No way. Pat Tanaka coming out to You Give Love a Bad Name.
Son of a gun, one of my very favorite.
I'd like to walk up to him on the street and be like, "Hi, I'm sorry, but you picked up my coat back there and you're wearing it." That's actually my Pat Tanaka coat. And he'd be like, "I'm Pat Tanaka."
Guys right here, Pat Tanaka. Here's a guy that really epitomizes walking soft and carrying a big stick. Partner, I am so delighted. Dave and I have been talking about this first match today. How'd this come about here on television?
Well, you know I have an arena match with Boy Tony.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't wait to get my hands on him. So I asked Eddie Marlin if I could have 10 minutes with Boy Tony so I could get my hands on him and just tear him to pieces.
Yeah, after all, what he did to you right here on television last week, and I'm glad that we got a chance to see it back again today. So I know you've been thinking about this for a whole week.
Ooh, I'm ready. I'm going to take him tonight. I'm just going to take him in this ring and just tear him to pieces.
You know, we were talking about that, Pat, last week.
I'm going to tear him to pieces. You guys who watch Savvy Guy, did you notice he posted a video the other day and he ended up changing the title and correcting it? But when he first put it up, the name of the video was Carrying About How People Think and Feel About You. Instead of like caring, it was like you were physically carrying that. And I thought it was going to be like a deep, at first I thought he was going to like spin that into like a deep, that whenever you care about it, you're carrying the feelings. But it turns out he had just like used the wrong word and eventually corrected it. But I thought it was really funny.
Week, and it's not so much the physical beating. You know, wrestling's a rough sport. But he came out here with one intention, and that was to humiliate you right here on television.
And he surely did that. But I tell you, humiliation is one of the worst, and I'm going to get him now.
Okay, good luck to you, partner. We appreciate it. We're glad Eddie booked it right here for us so we could see it on television. Pat Tanaka.
What a great day. We're getting a full Boy Tony entrance. Pat Tanaka looks fantastic, and when you're putting together a group of a group of cartel thugs or like corporate raiders or something like that, where you need like a group of colorful henchmen, as long as he doesn't have to talk. Oh no. Boy Tony injured? Oh my God.
What is this stuff out here, Bruno?
Now, Lance Russell, let me tell you something. I'm sorry. We really wanted a match with just pencil that geek in here.
Now, come on. What is this on the crutches?
Would you just listen to me for a second? We really wanted a match with this bum, this punk. But see, we got an unfortunate accident. Let me tell you what happened. Boy Tony was at one of the gyms around here, one of the health spas around here in this area, see? Working on that beautiful body of his.
Boy Tony
well, let me tell you can I just tell you the story?
Right,
Would you just pipe down? First, he was doing the bench press, okay? He was doing 300, 400, 500 pounds. I mean, he was really firing it up, okay? Then he went to the squats, 200, 300, 400, 500 pounds. He was squatting, then he was curling.
Are you guys hearing how much weight Boy Tony is moving down at the gym? No wonder he's hurt.
Get up to about 350 pounds. I mean, he was firing it up. He was bulging. That body was looking fantastic, baby. All set for Pat Tanaka. Then he was on his way to the Shark, see? He was on his way to the Shark. This is more or less an afterthought. I says, Tony, how about jump on this exercise bike here, huh? I said, jump on his exercise bike, do a little bit of row work, as it were. So he's pedaling and he's pedaling and he's pumping. And you know what happened, Lance
Pipe
Russell?
down, Russell. What's up,
70
Thomas?
miles an hour. 70 miles an hour. He was going on that bike. And the chain broke. The chain broke on the exercise bike. Snap! Snap on the ankle. Hurt his ankle. Now he can't. Show him your ankle, boy.
What?
Let's see it. Oh, look at it.
Well, it is. It is.
I don't have no idea how long he's going to be out. He can't wrestle.
He can't wrestle is what you're telling me.
He can't wrestle. As much as we'd like to get in there and show this pencil neck geek a little bit about wrestling, he thinks just because he has hair 2 feet long and a funny tights that he's a wrestler. Well, he's not. We were going to show them what a real man and a real wrestler and a real downtown connection is all about, see. But this freaking nature happened. No, you can't do it. I'm sorry.
All of that story, what you're telling me is Tony is not going to get in the ring with Pat
How can he? Look at the ankle. How can he, Lance Russell? How can he, Lance Russell? There's no way. There's no way. I'm sorry, Lance Russell.
Oh, I'll bet.
We're going to go. Hey, I'm sorry, but we're going to get him, though.
Well, best of health.
Yeah, I have noticed that. Who else did I see that has a podcast now? Devon Dudley, I think.
Tony.
It's like the panel verse. Like Stevie Richards will go on Maven's show, and then Maven comes on Stevie Richards' show, and so on and so forth. Except it's like, you know, people that are more widely known. Although the views are not, for some of them. Like, have you seen how low the views are on the Jeff Jarrett podcast or Tony Schiavone? Like, it's crazy. Like, Grace gets about the same number of views as Tony Schiavone.
Oh, no. That's a good story. That's a good story, boy, Tony. Oh, but the only Jim you've ever seen is maybe Jim Beam.
Jim Beam?
Who do you think you're
take that
talking
shit,
to?
Tony.
This is your Lord and Master, Tanaka, and don't you forget it. This man's going to show you a wrestler is. The only reason he ain't getting in the ring with you today, Tanaka, is because of his ankle. And I think you had something to do with that bicycle chain snapping, because that's why. Hey, wait a minute. You ain't
I knew from you, Bruno. All a big story. All a big story.
All a big story.
Come out here, you're afraid to get in the ring with him. Come on, Tony.
I troll Eric Bischoff pretty frequently. I think that all of his moderators are kind of, and the person that runs his account are kind of on to me. They don't push my questions through anymore.
Tony, you didn't have the guts to get up in the ring with him.
Oh no, they're gonna put a dress on him.
Oh, real funny. Putting a dress on Pat Tanaka. Hey, come on.
Oh,
Bruno,
boy.
will you quit that and get that thing? Tony. Yeah, I see your ankle got well all of a sudden.
Now look at this bum. Look at the bum, Lance Russell.
What about the bad ankle? You're afraid to get in the ring with him.
Let me tell you something, Lance Russell. This is nothing compared to the next time I get him in the ring.
This is great. Like, this is wrestling. This is just boiled down to, like, well, wrestling to me, this is like exactly what wrestling, how I like it.
Wacky, hit him right in the throat with that crutch.
Like wacky and over the top, but it's also like somehow gritty and serious. Like it just works somehow. I think it's the crowd. Just the crowd is always so hot at these shows and like really makes everything feel like a big deal. Hey Nat man, hey, do you know anything about has Grace said anything about what's going on with their channels?
All he was trying to do was avoid getting in the ring with him right there. Hey, man, I am sorry.
Get it off of him.
Put a dress on you.
Get that dress off of him.
He put the dress on you, Pat. Okay. Well,
oh, no.
You better get him in the back
Pat's
there.
Pat's losing it.
Caught him in the throat with it.
Tear it off, Pat.
You know, boy, Tony's been making a fool out of me for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I know.
I would have started chanting, "You're still a man."
Well, this has come to an end now. When I get my hands on him, I swear I'm going to tell him.
Jamie Dundee is absolutely great, but as a YouTuber, I'm not doubting the entertainment potential, but there's no way he could probably get and stay monetized because of the stuff that he says.
Okay, we're going to take time out. We'll be back in just a moment.
Oh, she said she found out who did it. Does she know like what it was over or anything? Like what the content was that got reported, or did she just say she knows who does it? Who did it? Whoops.
Okay, still some more action coming up here on Championship Wrestling. Action, what about Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum? We're talking about a return match with the World Heavyweight Champion Nick Bockwinkel and Jerry the King Lawler against Austin Idol, Tommy Rich, but this time, no stopping the match, Jerry.
That's right, Lance.
This would be a great Lawler figure, the ruptured testicle, sitting at home, letting himself go, Lawler.
Nothing was settled last week. It's all still up in the air. But that's going to come to a screeching halt this Wednesday night in Evansville, Indiana. Because you see, I'm not going to stand out here and...
Oh man, Evansville getting Jerry Lawler and Nick Bockwinkel against Austin Idol and Wildfire Tommy Rich. Whew, son of a gun.
Tell you, Lance, that this man and I are best of friends. It feels real funny standing on a...
Jamie Dundee in a heartbeat. Jamie Dundee would... Yeah, he's just Teddy Hart is eccentric crazy. Jamie Dundee is like really way more, in my opinion, like unhinged than Teddy Hart.
An interview with the AWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Bockwinkel, and him being my partner, because I don't like him really, and he don't really like
9 hours, jeez.
Like me. But I'll tell you what we are. We are two professional athletes that have a world of respect for each other, because I know this man, and I know that what he says he'll do, he will do, or he'll die trying. And what he said he's going to do is watch my back while I take care of one of you jerks. And then he's going to hand the other one over to me on a silver platter. So Austin Idol and Tommy Rich, it got a little out of hand last week, didn't it? Because you see, I'm sure you came there thinking the King is not going to be 100%. What we did to the King surely has taken its toll, and he's not going to be able to face us. But you found out different. And it got a little rough, so rough, in fact, that the referee had to stop the match. Well, that's not going to happen this week, because the stipulations say that your match can't be stopped. So, Idol, you and Rich, come on down there, brother, because the King is still alive and kicking. And Wednesday night, the kicking's going to start again, and it ain't going to stop until I...
Are they able to reapply in 90 days or whatever? Or I guess they could appeal, and then past the appeal, then you can reapply in 90 days.
Finish what I started last week.
Well, I might have to differ with you, Jerry Lawler, on one point. I might not just be watching your back, because if you do get rid of one of them and take care of one of them, by the time you turn around, I want you to know the other one might be in such bad shape. Because you see, throughout the wrestling world, whoever takes care of Mr. Idol and Mr. Rich will get another mark on their star. The world's champion doesn't go in for causes, but this is one that's going to take and have some merit.
That's actually a really good promo. He's saying like, hey, just because from the outside it looks like I don't have a dog in this fight, like the reality is I want to take these guys out because there's clout. Like if I take these guys out, that increases my clout. That's a great interview.
And I'll be there.
Be there. Private all of her lives. Well, yeah, I mean, she can't. She probably might not win an appeal, but maybe she'll just have to change. Well, then you can't really get monetized if you live stream and then delete your stuff. You won't probably. Well, I don't know. Once you're in, do you have to maintain watch hours within a year period? Because like on Medicare couldn't get monetized for a long time because he would do a live stream and then delete them because of the TOS violations. And then, you know, he could never accumulate watch hours because if you delete them, you lose the watch hours.
Yeah, the action will be getting underway here in just a moment as we've got Big Bubba and Goliath. And here is downtown Bruno back again. Oh,
Let me tell you something, Lance Russell. Let me tell you something.
You will.
I'm sure Ben has a plan south to west.
I am sick and
But yeah, it's a catastrophe.
tired of Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis. I'm sick and tired of both of them. These two little skinny geeks, you know what I'm talking about, have no right to be running around with them 20 pounds of gold. They have no right to be the AWA Southern Tag Team Champions. No. They're the paper champions. You know what they are? They're a glass tiger, baby. They look good, but when you hit it too hard, they break. See, right here is your new AWA Southern Tag Team Champions. It's just a technicality of winning the match. You know what I mean?
Well, it's good she can appeal and reapply, but that's still 90 days.
In the ring. But right now, you may as well call these guys champion. Let me tell you something. We wanted to get in the ring with those two. And we just wanted to beat him, you understand? We didn't want to hurt him, make him suffer. That's like child abuse, know what I'm saying? These two little skinny geeks. I mean, Jeff Jarrett's smaller than I am. And Billy Travis, she ain't even as tough as Emily Arthur, and she ain't nothing, as we all know. So the point, hey. So we were trying to be nice, but then they started with the tactics. Putting the cake in the face, telling these punks to call me a weasel, calling these two names, cheating. They got Eddie Marlin, Jerry Jarrett, Frank Morrell, Jerry Calhoun, you, Dave Bryan.
Hey, South to West, earlier on in the stream, you missed it. Your relative, Alan West, was wrestling on the CWA.
Everybody else on their side, all it is a bunch of biased garbage, see? We got no chance in there if we play on their game, see? So we use our own rules. So this is going to be your new champions. And now, not only are we going to take Jarrett and Travis and take their titles and hurt them, but I'm going to tell you something, people. I want to tell everybody something.
Are we going to find out anything about the... Are we going to find out anything about the X-Lax match?
I want to tell you something, Lance Russell. We're going to take these bugs and we're going to break their face. Not just their arm, not just their leg, not just their back, not just their neck, their face. Because all these...
Natman, this is a good question. Is Ben's channel still monetized or eligible to be monetized?
Ugly women, all these ugly girls, all these bubblegum chewing Mickey Mouse eared girls love Jeff Jarrett's face and his hair, and same with Billy Travis. But we're going to show them what happens, see? We're going to bust their face, we're going to bust their heads, they're going to be ugly, like you, baby. The new champions right here, the Downtown Connection, the Mighty Goliath, Big Bubba, and Downtown.
We wait until they have the match, okay? Speaking of matches, you've got one right up.
Well, we're ready, baby, always ready, all the time.
Okay, well, Downtown Bruno. Big Bubba and Goliath going to the ring now. Okay, Dave, we're about ready to hit the ring and get ready for...
Oh, yes. Is this the William the Refrigerator Perry knockoff, the Freezer, and Ron Nations?
Crab and a skinny geek.
What a team.
Got a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match coming up here. Introducing at a total weight of 490 pounds out of Arkansas, the Freezer, William Thompson, and his partner out of Jackson, Mississippi,
William the
Ron
Freezer
Nation.
Thompson.
Total weight 821 pounds on the other side of the ring. It's Big Bubba and Goliath, and at the table, Downtown Bruno.
Yeah, and let me tell you something, see, this guy in here, see, this ain't the refrigerator man he's dealing with. This is deep freeze, baby. This is deep freeze. We're talking about the Downtown Connection. Ain't no fat black man who thinks he's William the Refrigerator Perry going to do nothing to the deep freeze. That's what I'm going to call the Downtown
Wow, did you hear that comment from Bruno?
Connection today, the deep freeze. Because this guy thinks he'd be bad, but he ain't nothing. You know what it reminds me of?
Downtown Bruno.
Yeah, and let me tell you something, see, this guy in here, see, this ain't the refrigerator man he's dealing with. This is deep freeze, baby. This is deep freeze. We're talking about the Downtown Connection. Ain't no fat black man who thinks he's William the Refrigerator Perry going to do nothing to the deep freeze. That's what I'm going to call the Downtown Connection today, the deep freeze. Because this guy thinks he'd be bad, but he ain't nothing. You know what it reminds me of? A fat buckwheat. A fat buckwheat. All he needs is ribbons in his hair, and he can walk around, saying, hey, Alfalfa, he's spanky.
Junk Natman said up earlier someone that took credit for it that was part of like RTU space, I guess, but that's all I know about it.
Okay, Bruno, enough of that. Referee Jim Jameson today with Goliath.
Well, there you go. There's the plan. It's Ben has somehow become the only monetized channel in Thorpe Corp's portfolio.
In there against the Freezer, huh?
I thought his name was Jim Jameson, or am I wrong?
That's what I said, Jim Jameson.
You said Jeff Jameson, Russell. He said Jeff Jameson. You tell him, Dave.
Well, I could see that there's something.
Jim. Take my word for it.
I can see there's some things wrong with you. I didn't know you were bad hearing either.
Hey, Freezer, you been milked today, you big sucker! Yeah. He reminds me of most of the women down here.
Sorry, I dropped my one-hitter.
Right, went around behind Goliath. Hooked him with that waist lock.
Not for long, baby.
Not for long.
Not for long, baby. Now we got the tag, baby. Now we got...
Now listen, Grace, as the only monetized channel left at Thorpe Corp, we've tried it your way, Grace, and you saw what happened. Now we're on my channel, and we're going to be doing things my way.
Big Bubba. Now we got another brute in there. A massive hulking brute. MHB from the DTC. He's going to go in there. This fat slob thinks he's going to match strength with Big Bubba. Come on. It's like taking candy from a little baby. Look at that. See how...
Well, yeah. But, I mean, unless they've got money that people don't know about, like, they're going to need gas money and IKEA money, like, before June. I mean, I would think. Like, something's got to happen.
Bubba talks is about Sykes.
I mean, Ben streams on his stream, right? He streamed, or not streamed on his stream, but he streamed on his channel fairly recently, I think, at least once.
It shows him what wrestling's all about. Look at this monkey shaking like a bowl of jello.
Big Bubba, William Thompson, the Freezer.
William the Freezer Thompson.
Testing a little strength between the two. And
a little strength is right, because that's what the Freezer got, a little strength. Hey, he is a strong guy, but body odor ain't everything. Body odor ain't everything.
Bubba down on the mat while you're doing all
Grace, we have to stream here. What are they going to do? Charge me with giving my daughter an opportunity, a platform to try to feed herself?
Pulling it tight. Come on, Ruff, he's yanking it tight. Tight.
You got the same angle we had, and you know doggone well he hooked his arm, took him over and down.
He's pulling it tight. He's pulling it tight. Now you're seeing a winner. Now you're seeing a thoroughbred. Now...
You're not wrong, Ananje, and to be honest, the three people were me, Grace, and OPC Don that were in Ben's chat at the time. Because OPC was chatting over there because he didn't want to chat in the main chat.
You're seeing a thoroughbred last wrestle.
Big Bubba makes the tag on Goliath.
And here comes another thoroughbred in and beat on the Clydesdale. I only wish that they would let, I'd like to advise my downtown connection, if they can hear me, to let the other punk tag in so they can show him a little bit about professional wrestling. I seem to remember this guy looks like he had red and purple tattoos all over his body, but we won't get into that. But you know what I'm talking about, Larry.
I know.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. Okay, she can still stream. Like when I got demonetized, I still streamed and everything, like made videos and stuff. Wouldn't this be the time to finally give in to TTS? Because couldn't you run those through a different... Don't those run not through YouTube? Prawn's going to Korea? Oh my god.
When Tojo Yamamoto took that kendo...
Who cares?
Stick and nobody beat him in the ring. They just
great for Prawn that he's managed to get into these situations, but I've tried to get into the Prawn IRL stuff. I think he was more entertaining as the late night guy.
Beat him with a stick.
Hey. Tojo Yamamoto made a real fool out of that other goofball. And here he comes. I only wish Tojo was out here now with his kendo stick to show this guy a thing or two. I would love to see this guy walking around looking like a zebra again.
Ronnie Nations gets greeted by Big Bubba.
I think Ronnie wishes he was in another nation. I think Ronnie wishes he was over in Samoa. I think Ronnie wishes he was in Fiji. I think Ronnie wishes he was anywhere but in the square circle with the downtown connection. This match is so easy. I don't even have to be a ringside advising my guys. I can come over here and give you the insight of my guiding light, baby. Because I'm going to be your guiding light,
That's not bad.
I'm going to be your guiding light.
Well, it must be like a magnet. Bruno sees a microphone and he's drawn right to it.
I get misty. See, I get misty. I want to cry when I see a poor guy like this that thinks he's a professional wrestler.
I mean, it's kind of weird, like... He's been able to kind of like orbit some people who get decent views, but like even when he does content with them, it's just like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like I don't know. I mean, what's his like viewer count like now after moving to the streamer house?
Comes in here with delusions of adequacy, the stepping over the downtown connection. And look at this guy. Pretty soon we're going to be digging this guy up. He's going to be down saying hello to all our Oriental friends in China because we're going to send him so far into the dirt. He's going to be coming out the other side of the nation. Nation, you get it? The nation.
Yeah.
The nation. The nation. Where do we get this referee at? Salvation Army? Come on. Let's go.
Where do we get this manager at? That's what I want to know. Goliath. Oh, he ripped him apart with that.
I ain't got to dress nice. I don't like to dress nice. I just like to dress casual because I'm not what you call high class, uppity up. I came off the street.
Never seen more than 15 people. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand. Is he kind of just hoping to be kind of a, you know how there are always people in every like IP2 crew that are kind of like don't really ever get up to much, but they're there and they can like at least like wet their beak on donations, I guess, or be part of the adventure. Maybe he's cool with just doing that. He doesn't ever, and I mean, like, I don't know, he just doesn't ever really seem happy to me, like he's having a good time or that he's even comfortable. So I don't really, Prawn's another guy that I don't really understand his motivations other than like money for streaming.
See, I can just come out here, dress casual, but see, I let my boys do the talking. I let my mom do the talking. I let the square circle do the talking. I don't need to come out here all flashy and all shiny, see. I just like to dress casual. I don't need to dress up. I spent about $9 in my wardrobe, but I got about $90 million worth of talent in that ring, along with boy Tony. He's somewhere right now combing his beautiful hair, see.
Well, his stuff is all IRL too, right? I'm pretty sure. She can add a link tree. People still send donos and TTS, yeah. Well, I think she might make more money doing the TTS than she would have through YouTube.
Little tight suplex snapped over by Big Bubba.
Who's the Bulldog? That's what I want to know. Oh, yeah, baby.
You know, the thing I can't figure out, there's no question, there's a lot of...
Like, he doesn't really do... you know, like Ava goes live, but then she also does like little mini documentaries and stuff. Prawn doesn't do that, does he? His stuff is like all he's a streamer, not like a classic YouTuber.
Talent, size, and strength on your side up there, Bruno. Why in the world do you have to use the tactics you use?
Because it's fun. We get bored. We get bored, Lance Russell. Because look at this competition. See, you got guys like this. You got guys like the Freeze. You got guys like Jerry Lawler. You got guys like Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis. It gets boring after a while. See, what we want to do is get all the time.
Yeah, somebody brought that up earlier that they probably wouldn't get that last little bit of money.
After we win them, nobody can beat us for them titles. So we're just got to polish them up, maybe give them to some of our female friends, let them polish them up. And then maybe we'll have to go around beating up on each other, Lance Russell. So we like to have an open challenge right now with anybody that wrestles, boxes, plays football, fights, plays checkers. You want the downtown connection? Sign your name.
2, 3.
3, baby. That's the way it is. The party's over.
Well, you got that right. It was a party on only one side of the ring, too, as Bubba and Goliath just proved absolutely
The freezer sure wasn't going to be in there any more than he had to be.
overwhelming for the freezer, William Thompson, and for Ronnie
No more
Nation.
ice
Ronnie
cream.
was the one that took the final brunt of it in there. How was the
No
time
more
on it,
IKEA.
David?
Time was 5 minutes, 38 seconds, and the freezer gave him a go early.
I think they'll figure something out. I think they'll get... I think they're like major donors would probably just send Cash App, you know? You're bound to lose some from like random donos, but if they could get TTS going, I think they could probably make it up.
But they turned the tide when Big Bubba raked him across the eyes, and from there it was all Bruno and Goliath, or rather Bubba and Goliath.
Winners!
Bruno over here.
Bruno was over here wearing our ears out and everybody else's. We'll take time out. Be back in just a moment.
But like from a, I guess like if you're, okay, you said that RTU offered for her to come on the show, his show, to talk about it. So that'll be interesting, I guess, to see how Grace, like, where the pivot goes here.
Been waiting to give you this entire card coming up in Evansville because, brother, I'll tell you, it is a dandy Wednesday night at the Evansville Coliseum.
See, I didn't know that, JF.
6 matches on the card. The Patriot will be opening up with the Hunter, who will have alongside Bambi. And then you're going to be seeing a match where the loser models a dress. Pat Tanaka with vengeance in his eye against Boy Tony. Baseball back.
What about PayPal? Is that a little more accessible internationally?
On top of a pole, you're going to be seeing Paul Diamond, Jonathan Boyd in a mean match, my friend. Southern Tag Team title. Listen to this. No disqualification. Jeff and Billy will be defending against Big Bubba and the Mighty Goliath for those Southern Tag titles. International Tag title match when Tarzan Goto and Mr. Rising Sun Shima will defend against Soul Train Jones and Alan West in that doggone knocked out main event when the King returns with the World Heavyweight Champion Nick Bockwinkel as partner going against Idol and Rich.
Man.
All of that Wednesday night.
Can you imagine getting to go see this shit every fucking week live? That would have been amazing.
Okay, we're going to be ready for action in the ring here.
Soul
Coming up in
Train
just
Jones.
a moment should be a good one as Soul Train will be teaming with Alan West to go against the Headhunters. Also, Jeff and Billy.
You guys ever tried the strain Ghost Train Haze? I feel like that's a pretty common strain.
Will be on a little bit later in the program, and that should be an interesting match to say the very least. We're right.
Yeah, there's always something. Yeah, you're right, JF. It really removes a lot of, even though you have to pay a premium for the convenience through YouTube, like it is really convenient.
Now, if we can get him out here, Soul Train Jones, the international heavyweight champion. Soul Train, where are ya? There's the man, and right behind him is Alan West, a new youngster who is a big fella himself, 250 pounds of him from Zuma Beach.
She will lash
out
out.
of Pittsburgh, carrying that international heavyweight championship belt with him. Soul Train has got a defense coming up in the future. And how you doing, partner? Glad to see you, Alan.
Oh,
We're
man.
glad to have you. Where
What?
Yeah, there you are. Glad to have you out
Hey, how are
here.
my friends out there?
Yes, sir. You got a lot of them, too.
Oh, I love them all, every one of them.
I said a little bit
Who is
earlier
this
in
guy?
the program that Soul Train, you have been doing a magnificent job of defending that international title. And
She has one of those, JF. Didn't they set one up for Misunderstood until it got monetized?
it keeps on. As long as you got it, somebody's going to challenge you for it.
And every time I go to defend it, I'll be there. I want the best to come on. But one thing I want to say, Lance, is about them two low-life dogs, Rich and Idol. What they did to my friend, the King, is impeccable. They're really low-life dogs. And anytime
It's
they
what?
go against the King, I'm going to try my best to be Rich and Idol. What they did to my friend, the King, is impeccable. They're really low-life dogs.
What they did to the King was impeccable.
And anytime they go against the King, I'm going to try my best to be there to help them out.
Yeah, they might not have it any. I don't know if they still advertise it or whatever, but I'm 90% sure when she first started up Misunderstood, she had a buy me a coffee link.
If possible.
You know that he is going to be looking forward to getting back at them.
OG
It's going to be
Sam,
an
man.
interesting thing to see when it happens.
Oh, yeah. The King going to do something real mean to him, like beat him up unmercifully.
Okay, you guys got some action coming up here in the ring, and we're looking forward to seeing you in there. Alan, we haven't seen that much of you, but by golly,
that's
you've
Alan
been looking
West.
good yourself, partner.
Thank you very much, Lance. You know, I've only been in this area about 2 weeks.
He looked kind of generic in the ring, but I like this, like you said, OG, weird, a Tampa Bay version of Magnum TA, Tampa TA.
There's been a lot of top-of-the-line competition in this area. And when I speak of top-of-the-line,
She could always go to, dude, if Grace, like, I wouldn't care, like, I wouldn't judge her for it, but if she did an OnlyFans, even like you know, lightly lewd one, like, that's all she would hear from people. Like, that would be a huge talking point for her haters, for sure.
I'm speaking of Jerry Lawler. See, Jerry Lawler had a little mishap Yeah, I think we saw it on the. I didn't see it in person. I saw it on the video machine just a little while ago, like everyone else did. And all I can say is, Rich and Idle, bunch of scum of the earth.
Scum of the earth.
Okay, you guys hit the ring, and we'll watch you in action. Train, continued good success. All right. Okay, David, we're about ready to go. Referee's up in the ring, and we'll have some competition in there in just a moment.
Going to be tag team action coming up here. Soul Train Jones. He's out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. His partner, Alan West from Zuma Beach, California. They weigh in at 493 pounds. Stepping up to the ring right now.
Oh, okay.
Their opponents, the Headhunters.
I remember these guys. I remember that guy's hair. Every time I see these guys, I'm like, oh, who are the Headhunters? And then I remember it's just these two guys.
Out of Memphis, Tennessee, Keith Robertson and Mike James. Jim Jameson, the referee. This will be one fall, 10-minute time limit match. And let's see. Well, the Headhunters both in the ring. Now Soul Train and Alan West both in the ring. Try to get it down on one to a side, and we'll be set to go here.
Keith Robertson having some comments with the crowd out there.
Nobody
He's not calling them weasels, he's calling them cockroaches. Are you ready? Bell time. Here we go.
It is Keith Robertson starting against Soul Train Jones. Robertson.
Get him, Soul Train.
Soul Train. Soul Train goes for the side headlock. Winds up on it a bit. Robertson forces him into the ropes, crossed away. Going to plant the boot. Soul Train catches it, spins him around with a half spin, and then kind of half knee drops him. Headlock again by Soul Train Jones. Soul Train with a shoulder butt. Keith Robertson hits the mat. Soul Train leaps over, sets, drop kicks.
Sorry, I'm looking for something.
Soul Train Jones with a bar on the left arm of Keith Robertson. Been all Soul Train so far in the match. Here's a tag, and 250-pounder Alan West out of Zuma Beach, California, takes over the battle against Robertson. Big backdrop by Alan West.
Natman said someone from RTU's community claimed responsibility, but Rich is, I guess, denouncing it.
West, Robertson quickly on his feet. West takes him right back down to the mat. Hangs onto the left arm. He's got a bar on it. A little extra pressure. Hammers the upper arm. West takes him down, but into the ropes. Robertson rolls under the ropes, and that'll break that up. Alan West waiting for him in the ring. James and Robertson, the Headhunters, with a bit of a conference down here while Robertson was out of the ring. Mike must have said, hey, tag me, I can take this guy. He comes in with a boot to the midsection and right hands flying. Calls for the knee, and into the knee goes ahead of Alan West. West rammed into the turnbuckles, but he caught James with an elbow as he was coming in there after him.
Yep, both channels, yeah.
Body slam by West, and Mike James running into trouble here almost immediately. So he'd been watching in the corner for a couple of minutes, and I guess he figured he had a game plan figured out, but it hasn't worked out so far. Soul Train and Alan West both let him have it with the upper arm. Alan West steps out through the ropes. The tag had been made on Soul Train. Soul Train.
Big
body slam. Mike James hits the mat hard. 3 minutes gone. 10 minutes, the overall time limit in the match. Soul Train again. Dumps him over the back.
We need to be strong for the Thorpes. While they're weak, we need to be their strength.
Snaps him back. 1, 2, 3. He got him. Soul Train Jones with that snap side suplex. Put down the headhunter Mike James, so it's going to be a victory for Soul Train Jones and Alan West. The time on it, 3 minutes, 19 seconds. Soul Train and Alan West victorious here as a tag team. We'll take a break. Be back in a moment.
Oh, here we go. I was curious who this is. Mr. Rising Sun.
Yeah.
Okay. Garmin and Trailer, Jerry and Benny will be out here, and boy, will they have their hands full, but that's nothing unusual. They're used to tough opponents as they hit the ring right now. They will be going against Mr. Rising Sun Shima and his partner Tarzan Goto. You know them. They are the international tag champions as they have regained the belts, and I think we're about ready for the official introductions, Davey.
All right, this match is going to be one fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing both out of Mississippi at a total of 423 pounds, Jerry Garmin and Benny Trailer going against them at a total weight of 450 pounds. Both from Tokyo, Japan.
Mr. Rising
Tarzan
Sun
Goto
Shima?
and Mr. Rising Sun Shima. Kojo Yamamoto, their manager, in the corner. They hand the Japanese flag out of the ring. Jim Jameson is going to be the referee for this one fall, 10-minute time limit match.
Okay, so jobber Jim Jameson is now working as a referee some matches.
Yeah. No, we're not. Don't have any intentions of it, Tojo. Come on, now just let us watch the match and do our job. Yamamoto waving around the Japanese Rising Sun flag. Speaking of Rising Sun, Mr. Rising, hey, come on, Tojo, will you please leave us alone? Now, we don't want to get in any argument over here about it. We're trying to watch the match up here now.
Hey, what I hear, everybody said the king is coming back, or what? I thought, in my opinion, the king was dead. Why he want to come back? He want to get more? My protege, Tommy Reed's going to fix him up, and for sure, this time he's going to cripple him.
You sound like Idle and Rich. They thought he was dead, too, but he's a long way from dead.
He's not alive. Only his shadow is dead. His only shadow alive. You understand? And also, my new rising sun is back. You know what I mean? My new rising sun, Shima. You understand?
He told me to call him Shima. I understand that.
Because I tell you what, this rising sun is the Japanese signal of the rising sun, just like a rising sun flag. You understand? And Mr. Shima, I want you to call the Rising Sun Mr. Shima.
So that's an honorable name. Rising Sun Mr. Shima.
That's right.
Okay, well, I think we got that straight, I hope. Okay, Dave, back to the action.
Yeah, well, Mr. Rising Sun Shima, honorable name and all, and Tarzan Goto have really been working on.
Well, really what it means, Get Crack, is either that they're going to embrace the TTS or it's all going to be on Ben's shoulders to carry the monetization on Ben Thorpe, a.k.a. Abel.
Benny Trailer. Tag is made. And Jerry Garmin comes in with a good drop kick, puts Tarzan Goto down to the mat. Oh, he misses. He missed with that drop kick by a foot. No pun intended. He was 12 inches away from hitting him.
I kind of liked it myself.
Yeah. Tarzan Goto is going to seize that opportunity. Let me tell you, he does. Jerry Garmin out of the ring, down on the floor like a Tojo with a kendo stick.
Come on. Hey, Jim, watch this guy with his kendo stick down there. Good night. You can't even get around the ring without Yamamoto swinging that kendo stick.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the rebrand.
Garmin back in there against Shima.
Boy, oh boy. Well, there's no question that Goto and Shima are everything that we have said in terms of a world-class team. We don't like the tactics that they use, and again, here's a case where they can both go, but they choose to do things like choke, like they just did Jerry Garmin. No excuse in it.
None at all. No need for it. I mean, they're in control anyway. Why do that?
And why do that? Tojo with a kendo stick.
Yep.
Pops him right in the top of the head. Just, he was there. And he hit him. There's Tojo, left of the screen.
International Tag Champs. This obviously is a non-title bout. It's a one-fall, 10-minute one. Yes, Tojo. Yeah, that's Tarzan Goto. He's going for the throat. Come on, break him up, Jimmy. And he got him back. Yamamoto rips him with a kendo. Shima over, going for the chokehold again. Goto stays in there with him.
Goto's set, and he just popped him with that chop across the shoulder. Mr. Right.
No, you're okay. The Fusion Studios is always an open discussion about the Thorpeverse.
Rising Sun Shima back in.
Much to ATF Media's dismay.
We're now 4 minutes right now into the action. 4 minutes gone. Benny Traylor really taking a beating here. Shima up on the middle rope. Oh, down across the back. Garman trying to, or Traylor rather, trying to make it over to Garman in the corner. Benny hooks him.
Yeah.
Got him down. Counts at 1, 2. That's all he can get is a 2 count out of it. Nice move by Benny.
Made Shima mad, too, man. He thought it was all so easy, and Benny got him, hooked him into that cradle. Drops an elbow on Goto. Covered.
They stink. Fair.
Goto with the boot. He wraps up that left arm. Chops him. Benny near the corner, makes the tag. Jerry Garman will be coming back in.
Are you saying that their form of entertainment stinks, or you think that they actually, because of their hygiene, literally stink?
Big elbow.
Yeah, nice one. He wants a count. Count him quick, he said. 1 count's all he got. Tarzan Goto. Oh, did he pop him down to the mat? He hit him with a chop.
You're doing all the talking, Tojo. Who needs to speak up when you're talking all the time?
Tojo wanting us to praise Rising Sun Shima a little bit more.
Mr. Rising Sun Shima delivering right hand to the head of Jerry Garman.
Traylor takes the tag.
All of the above.
Then he has to face Shima.
As soon as they get an advantage on Shima, man, it makes him mad, and he just comes roaring back, and he is pounding the stew out of Benny. Goes for the choke, while Tojo is distracting referee Jim Jamison.
Tojo with a stick again. The Japanese team really starting to run wild here now. Benny Traylor, they're jumping up and down on his head. Using the chops. Tarzan Goto. Got him over on the ropes, using the middle rope to choke him. Referee backs him away. Look out, Tojo hits him with that stick a couple of times.
Ooh, boy, that just makes you so mad. Look at him laughing about it.
Yeah, Tojo's smiling. I love it, he says.
I did love it. That looked weird.
Benny reaching for the tag. He missed. He didn't get the tag on Jerry Garman.
We said it earlier, but it's true. Garman and Traylor are never in there except with the toughest guys in the business.
That's right.
They're a doggone good team themselves. And they just have the thing of being against some of the toughest wrestlers around. And
well, you got to remember, even though it's a non-title match today, they are going against right now the International Tag Champions.
Correct.
Right in the top of the head. Had the fist doubled up. There you got.
Ooh, yes.
Wow.
Dropped him straight down.
Three.
That's going to be it.
Boy. What a move that was. It looked like he was going to go for a pile driver.
It really did, yeah.
But the referee was warning him about that, and he just drove him straight down to the mat. It wasn't a pile driver. He just held him out in front of him, dropped him to the mat, held the shoulders there, and the referee counts 3. 7 minutes.
We've seen that before. That's kind of a really awkward but cool looking setup.
We see your new rising sun, Shima. They ended up in 7:52 with a victory over the team of Jerry Garman and Benny Traylor. Good action while it was going. There was never, I'm not going to say there wasn't any question that Garman and Traylor weren't in it, but of course the big favorites being Shima and Goto, and they lived up to their billing. We'll take time out. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is a great move. Boom. God damn, brother. Whoo.
Evansville Coliseum Wednesday night, son of a gun. What a night.
He hit one another time too with that same setup where it looked like a pile driver, and it was absolutely brutal.
It's going to be. We got that final match with Lawler and Bockwinkel going against Idle and Rich. More on that in a moment. But we've got an international tag match where...
Well, we'll certainly get a Ava video, right? I would think. And we'll probably get a Ruby reaction video. Maybe they have some clips of all that stuff.
Tarzan Goto and Mr. Rising Sun Shima will be defending against Soul Train Jones and Alan West. Well,
yes,
you got
my international boys, he's going against the Soul Train, the Baboon Leaf Soul Train, and then the CC5 wrestler Alan West. We're going to beat them, and we're going to beat them bad. We're going to show them the Japanese-style medicine.
We're going to find that out. By golly, I'll tell you, when you get to that main event, Austin Idol, Tommy Rich against Jerry Lawler and Nick Bockwinkel. Listen to Idol and Rich.
Wildfire, Jerry the Joke Lawler. Because who are you going to hide behind now? He's went and got Nick Bockwinkel, world's heavyweight champion, big stud. Because you see, you can't hide behind Austin Idol. You can't hide behind the former National Wrestling Alliance world's heavyweight champion. You can't hide behind Jimmy Valiant. You can't hide behind Bill Dundee. You know why? Because you turn your back on all of them. So trust Nick Bockwinkel. Trust Nick Bockwinkel, because you know what he's all about. He's money hungry. He's an egotistical maniac, Lawler. And if you put your marbles in his bag, Jack, then you're making a big mistake. But I can promise you one thing, that on Wednesday night, Wildfire Rich and I have already devised a way to take you out. Tuesday, Wednesday night, it don't matter.
He's already got the method.
You know, first of all, you know, Lawler sent 2 black boys to do the job. Now that he's went and got Nick Bockwinkel, AWA World Heavyweight Champion. You know what we're talking about, North and South. Austin Idol and myself, we are homeboys. How far can you trust a Yankee? Nick Bockwinkel, World Heavyweight Champion, tough man. Lawler, how far can you trust him? We're going to put you out of wrestling.
Yes. What a killer of a match. Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum, man, you have got to be there with us.
Notorious. Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
I know what that means. We're talking about the Southern Tag Champion.
Okay, hopefully it'll pick back up again. All right, are we back? Sorry about that. I had to wait for the router to reboot and all that kind of stuff. Is this where we were at the end of the match, or were we there yet? You guys saw the power bomb, right?
He just drove him straight down to the mat. It wasn't a pile driver. He just held him out in front of him, dropped him to the mat, held the shoulders there, and the referee counts 3. 7 minutes.
We see your new rising sun, Shima. They ended up in 7:52 with a victory over the team of Jerry Garman and Benny Traylor. Good action while it was going. There was never, I'm not going to say there wasn't any question that Garman and Traylor weren't in it. But, of course, the big favorites being Shima and Goto, and they lived up to their billing. We'll take time out. We'll be back in just a moment. Coliseum Wednesday night, son of a gun, what a night it's going to be. We got that final match with Lawler and Bockwinkel going against Idol and Rich. More on that in a moment. But we've got an international tag match where Tarzan Goto and Mr. Rising Sun Shima will be defending against Soul Train
35-8. That's okay. We're heading up on the end of the stream anyway.
Jones and Alan West. Well, you got
my international boys. He's going against the Soul Train, the Baboon Leaf Soul Train, and then the CC5 wrestler Alan West. We're going to beat them, and we're going to beat them bad. We're going to show them the Japanese style medicine.
We're going to find that out. By golly, I'll tell you, when you get to that main event, Austin Idol, Tommy Rich against Jerry Lawler and Nick Bockwinkel. Listen to Idol and Rich.
Wildfire, Jerry the Joke Lawler. Because who are you going to hide behind now? He's went and got Nick Bockwinkel, world's heavyweight champion, big stud. Because you see, you can't hide behind Austin Idol. You can't hide behind the former National Wrestling Alliance world's heavyweight champion. You can't hide behind Jimmy Valiant. You can't hide.
He seemed like he was ready to get that last one over with, though. He almost like looked at Lance Russell like, you got everything?
Behind Bill Dundee. You know why? Because you turn your back on all of them. So trust Nick Bockwinkel. Trust Nick Bockwinkel, because you know what he's all about. He's money hungry. He's an egotistical maniac, Lawler. And if you put your marbles in his bag, Jack, then you're making a big mistake. But I can promise you one thing, that on Wednesday night, Wildfire Rich and I have already devised a way to take you out. Seriously, Wednesday night, it don't matter. You know, first of all, you know, Lawler sent two black boys to do the job. Now that he's went and got Nick Bockwinkel, AWA World Heavyweight Champion. You know what we're talking about, North and South.
I might have taken it back too far. Were we into the... Oh, we were into the Jarrett interview.
And that's a promise, Bruno.
How's that going to affect your strategy, Billy, the no disqualification? You know what they're capable of doing, and I assume that you...
I watch every once in a while, TJ, if there's something that's like caught my interest or I heard about a match that sounded interesting.
You guys are going to have to be ready for it.
You know, Lance, they didn't ask for the match. We asked for the match. You remember the last thing you seen on the tape? They were running. We were chasing with chairs. Well, this time, we got you in a match coming up, brother. Let me tell you something. Bring your chairs, because we're going to bring ours. And we're going to keep these belts, because we worked hard to get them. And
wrestlers bring your own chair match?
We're going to keep them right here.
Good luck to you guys. Hey, you got a match coming up here, and we want to see it. So let's get to the ring. David?
All right.
Hey, the grapplers.
Expiration of time match right here. And climbing up on the ring at this moment, Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis. Total weight 428 pounds. Jeff, I think you know, out of Nashville, Tennessee. Billy Travis out of Lexington, Kentucky. What is this? A manager for the grapplers, and that manager none other than Down.
Yeah, not on WWE stuff, unfortunately.
Town Bruno, the team of the grapplers under the mask. They weigh in at a total of 431 pounds. Are out of parts unknown.
What are you doing out here? You don't manage the grapplers.
Bring the gong, baby.
Is it? I doubt it's Len Ditton.
Hey, get out. Don't be coming off on me. I ain't doing nothing to you. I'm just sitting there talking to Lance Russell. Shut up. Shut up.
Rocking chair.
Another gong, baby. All right. Let me tell you something. Don't even bother notching nobody. Nobody means nothing here. Let me tell you something. I don't appreciate this here. You call this a title match? This is an...
No, it isn't a title match. It's a non-title match.
Okay. Well, somebody told me it was a title match. I feel a little bit better now, but I'm still disgusted. This should be Bubba and Goliath and Don Bruno. Not these two. What's the deal here?
I do appreciate that even the good guys in Memphis during this time are like really brutal with the jobbers.
Why is it? Why is these two guys, these two anonymous, generic wrestlers, get to come out here and get a match with Billy Travis and Jeff Jarrett? Hey, why do we have to wait?
I know you've got a match signed, Bubba and Goliath, against these guys coming up, and it's going to be a no disqualification match. So what are you griping about?
Because we don't want to wait. We want them now. We don't care if it's in a parking lot or in the street or in a brand new arena. We don't care if it's in New Jersey. We don't care nothing. Why is it that these two punks get a match here on TV? Why can't we get a match on TV? So not only can we humiliate them in front of 22,000 people in an arena, but in front of 22 billion people here on nationwide television. Why is it, Lance Russell? Why do these two guys out here...
Yeah, they're like, hey, these grapplers, they're the shits. Can we get Bruno out on the mic so that at least there's entertaining commentary?
Sweatshirts, get a match here with them on TV. Why is it? You tell me. You're the man around here.
Hey, listen, the match is made. It's underway, and it's a pretty good match so far. So why don't you quit griping and complaining?
All you do is gripe and complain. Every time I walk out here, I'm the only thing that has class, this little table here. You and Dave Brown can't do nothing. 20 years you sat out here like two goofballs. You think you're something. All of a sudden, Don Bruno comes here, has a little bit of class to show, and you get upset because I have stages, see? I have stages. This is a mismatch. I will give credit where credit is due. Travis and Jarrett are good wrestlers. They're a good tag team, but...
Like, I don't have anything against Jarrett and Travis. They're continuing to improve, but I feel like their best matches are when they're led by somebody else, and like they're gonna have to lead the grapplers.
They're no match for the Downtown Connection. See, that's why they're in here with these two bums instead of with the Downtown Connection or with Boy Tony or myself, whatever. You see what I'm saying?
I'd have to be boring and repetitious, but I'm going to do it anyhow. They happen to be the champions also. While you're at it.
Hey. That's for now. Fame is a fleeting thing, Lance Russell. That's for now. Pretty soon the only belts they're going to have is the ones that are going to hold up their pants, baby. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, look at this double team down. When we double team somebody, everybody boos.
Well, they had a job to do, and they did it very well. Dave, what was the time on that?
Time on it was 2 minutes, 25 seconds. Jeff and Billy get the win.
You beat up somebody that's nothing. Why don't you take on
Jeff Teacher's pet.
Why don't you go jump in the ring, and then that would be fun.
Don't tell me what to do.
We'll even cancel the commercial.
Don't tell me what to
that
do.
Right there. Winners, Jeff and Billy. We're going to take time out. We'll be back in just one moment. We're back to the ring, and we're ready to go with the second fall of action.
It's been a long time since we've had an expiration of time match that had a second fall. Very interesting.
Between Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis going against the Grapplers.
I wish Jeff and Billy had a mask on. I think that would make their appearance one heck of a lot better, Lance. I think you and Dave Brown should have a mask on, too. I think Jerry Lawler should have a mask.
They're over on Ben's channel. Good deal. Good deal. That was a good pathway to take.
I think they should give a mask to all these ugly-looking women in the audience, all these ugly-looking hillbilly men. In fact, I think just about everybody except for me and Goliath, Big Bubba, Boy Tony. I think just about everybody else.
Yeah, he's got a nice looking suit now.
Should have a mask on.
I think Bruno must be in the mask-making business or something. He wants everybody with a mask.
No, baby, I'm in the wrestling business. 8 long years, Jack.
The mask-making business?
Well, that too may pass.
Don't give me none of that, baby. Don't give me none of that. Oh, my.
Billy Travis, big backdrop off the ropes on the grappler number 2.
On the nobody. Just call him the nobody. That's what he is, the nobody. That's you got 2 nobodies against 2 wannabe somebodies. Well, right now they do it, the AWA Southern Tag Team Champions. So not for long, baby.
Thank you for admitting that.
Hey, I will admit, I will
a nice
give the devil his due.
got some juice
but
on
not for long, Lance. You know what I'm saying? Not for long. Because what we got here is they're beating non-entities. They're beating 2 generic guys that are ashamed to even show their face. That's why they're in there. They're even ashamed to show their face, so they mustn't be too good. So Travis and Jarrett, they're even afraid to wrestle guys like this. Look at the double teaming, the cheating tactics. I mean, come on, Lance Russell. Why ain't he in there with the Downtown Connection, Big Bubba and Goliath? I mean, let's be realistic now. Here's 2 guys that got destroyed by the RPMs, got destroyed by
He really wound that up for a long-ass time.
In fact, it could even be destroyed by Dave Brown and Lance Russell. Heck, I'll tell you what, I could get in there and beat them both one by one, single-handed. I could be the Southern Tag Team Champions.
Hey, Joe, just for you, I added the Ben emote.
All by myself. They can call me Downtown Bruno, the tag team champion by himself. Downtown could have a belt, and Bruno could have a belt. You know what I mean? I'd give him so many rights.
Don't you ever stop.
No, not much, Lance Russell.
Boy, you got that right.
Will go down there. Boom. You know what I mean?
Jeff Jarrett, nice slam down.
I get misty.
Caught him what?
They're going to wipe off the blood. I mean, come on. I'll give credit, see, if Jarrett and Travis weren't a top-rated tag team, they wouldn't be the champions.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
He's bumped a little bit. We don't normally get to see it, but we hear about it. And then he really got, I think his biggest comeuppance was when he had to wrestle that woman. And she not only beat him, but she grabbed him by the dick. And then she came on the show the next week and said that his dick was a poor excuse for a man.
If they're better than Bubba or Goliath, or any other tag team for that matter, but they're certainly better than these two. And that's why these two brought the top, because they're going to have to wipe the blood off their mask. I mean, let's be realistic now.
Okay, we got about a minute's worth of time left in action here, and our expiration of time will be coming out.
I just figured out who these mask guys are, Lance Russell.
Oh, really? Who's
That's
that, Bruce?
Jerry Lawler and Nick Bockwinkel. I could tell.
I had to put in a second Grace one because I love the face she makes when she was trying to do that, like, anime girl sexy face. And it was just like, she just looked really confused.
But a wrestling stuff. That's Jerry Lawler and Nick Bockwinkel. I just figured it out.
Very funny. Goodness gracious.
I don't like that. I shouldn't give up them secrets.
No, you shouldn't have revealed that,
I shouldn't
Bruno.
have revealed it, but what the heck, right?
Believe me, we would have never known.
Tony go around once. Lance Russell, Jerry Lawler. Are you a happy person? I'm a happy person.
Buddy Landell emote, yep.
Time running out as we're down inside the 1 minute mark, and Jarrett with a big elbow.
There's one more that's like, for some reason, it had to be approved for, I don't know why, EFD 306. That seems pretty innocuous to me.
In comes Billy Travis. We're going to have to call it quits here as our time is running out with Jeff and Billy going against the grapplers. Drops down one.
Oh, well, that's not too bad. If he's doing the Vader bomb into an elbow drop, I thought he was just doing a straight-up Vader bomb.
Two. He got him.
He got him. 2 falls.
That is all she wrote for the second fall, and the heavily favored Southern Tag Champs do what they were expected to do. They took the grapplers in 2 straight falls.
3 minutes, 31 seconds the time on that second fall. It was all Jeff.
They had to run it by EFD.
And Billy right there as they got the victory.
Okie doke, Dave. I think our time is running down, and we do want to mention the fact that we were scheduled to have Pat Tanaka and Boy Tony in action here, and Tony comes out.
Yeah, oh, I remember that. Yeah,
that
okay.
Phony busted up ankle routine. Nails Tanaka with a crutch and all. Anyhow, we're sorry we didn't have that match because we were really looking forward to it. So we must take the time right now to tell you that our time is up. We'll be back again next week with some more of championship wrestling action. We'll try to bring you some highlights of some of the great action bouts around the territory during the week. And until we see you at that time, we would like to say for Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody. Okay, I don't have time to watch another episode, but I found this match. Let me see if I can find it again. Albright, Tenta, Vader. There we go. Let's see if we can pull it up. Okay, here we go. I thought this looked interesting and we could watch it since since it ties in more than if we just watched like a random YouTuber. Sorry for the picture quality. Vader and Earthquake against Yamazaki and Gary Albright. I think the audio is like not synced up with what we're watching. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of weird. Here we go. Let's try this one. I'll try to find a better version of that. Maybe this one's in better shape. I don't know why there's no audio at the beginning. I should vet this stuff, but then I don't want to see the match. Oh. You could be right, Cody Turbo. What's up with this title belt? Oh my god. That title belt looked like he was holding a wristwatch for himself, and then Gary Albright's almost as big as him. What a scene this is. The smelliest man in wrestling against the backdrop of the USA flag. We the people. Oh, yeah. I remember that, Joe. I think Cornette has another story tells about when Flair got pissed off at Vader, too.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I have a very important message. I am here to witness a wrestling contest between Gary Albright and champion Super Vader for the undisputed heavyweight wrestling championship of the world. My original 90-year-old undisputed championship belt is at stake. The best man will emerge as the one and only true wrestling champion of the world.
Thank you, Luthez.
Thank you for your kind attention.
Vader should Vader bomb him. Look at all this like, you know, pageantry and shit. I think it adds so much to it. That's like the OG belt. You're also talking about Vader, who would go out to the ring all the time with his ring attire on backwards or inside out, and then of course everybody says he never washed his shit. It might come off as kind of corny now, maybe, I guess, but I prefer the pageantry of like this, where you bring out the officials and you bring out a real, like, legit legend to come out and do a presentation, and you've got the reporters around ringside. I think that's much more effective presenting wrestling as far as pageantry than like not to pick on it, but like a Seth Rollins entrance or something like that. I don't think that adds anything to like to a big fight feel. Now, something like The Undertaker, that works, but I just think like this kind of pageantry really makes you feel like you're getting ready to see like an actual like big fight, not like a great match, if that makes sense.
Get it! Over light!
Big Lou Winston?
410パウンドスーパーベイダーレフェリーミスターワラサブレフェリー清水キュエス
This is atmosphere, man. Oh, shit. Crowd pops for the clean break. This is what you call like a classic feeling out period. You just have to adjust, I think, Joe. I think I've heard about it in a few shoot interviews, and nobody ever really made it seem like it was a big deal, except for like the people who weren't good at hiding it in the first place. Then you could just hear. I can't. It might have been Tommy Rich. I can't remember. Cornette's got a story about somebody that went over there, and you could just he thought that since the audience was Japanese, whoever the guy was, that he could just yell the spots. So that's what he did. Come on, Gary. The crowd is wild as hell. I'm not sure backwards. Ooh. The struggle to end all struggle sessions. Yeah, for a Japanese crowd, I think this crowd is like on fire. Like normally you hear very little or like polite applause, maybe. This is the kind of shit Bill Watts would goon to. Oh, yeah, wow. Triller tomorrow morning. What's up, G-Mac? Oh. Man, you guys remember back in the day, whenever, like, in old school UFC, when Mark Coleman would get on top of somebody and, like, you knew he was just gonna just fucking disintegrate their skull with his knees? I would always, like, so flinch seeing that.
You give up?
Mm-hmm.
Give up? Give up? You give up? You give up?
Yeah, like, I don't think he would hurt you out of, like, maliciousness, but I just think out of sloppiness. Yeah, we're gonna watch, I think I have a movie, like, old, like, an obscure shot on video movie, I think from the 90s, maybe. Getting a full Nelson over, nice.
Give up? Get up! Oh, it's good! Leg!
It's also short enough, the movie, that, like, we can have, well, there'll be time afterwards, because we haven't had a lot of time this week to do, like, random shit after, but we can check in on, there'll be time to, like, check in on a few people. Yeah, Eddie.
Es geht. Noch richtig. Links. Links. Noch ganz. Right.
Come on, Super Vader. Come on, brother. Oh, man, I thought he was going to pull him up for it. This is UWF. It was like Bill Watts's fantasy of like of worked shoots, but yeah, a lot. It was known for like being really stiff, high impact moves, trying to get a more believable like sport feel to it. But I don't think Watts ever really got even close to anything consistently on the level of like this with this style. Oh, oh. Let's watch that. Ooh. Oh, nice. Wow. Oh, Vader for sure on the mask. Oh shit, no, 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 not a German. It's making me anxious. I like this style a lot, but you really have to have people who can do it really, really well. And I just don't know that there was enough people people to keep rotating in and out talent that could actually pull this kind of style off like consistently. I mean, you need to have really good ring psychology for this because, like you said, a lot of what they're doing is posturing and what essentially in a normal match we might even see as like rest holds, but because they're doing like nuanced things to make everything feel super like active and like a constant like push and pull, like it just all kind of flows together. Wow. What a match. Look at him selling too. That wasn't bad. That was a pretty good match. The struggle session to end all struggle sessions. All right, well, I'm going to go. I appreciate you guys hanging out, though. I'm going to go watch the struggle session to end all struggle sessions. But I'll be back tomorrow morning we're going to watch a movie and then do like a catch up on some of our regulars. But thank you for hanging out. Thanks for staying through the power outage.